right, guys, we have a wonderful fucking episode coming up. But before we get into that, a quick word from our sponsors. We've got Laughable 2.1.2.
2.14.
Oh, shit. What's new now?
Click through links.
So that's 2.1.4.
Yeah, click through links. A working fucking OS. Notifications on artists. Like when a new podcast drops from your subscribed artists, you can have push notifications now.
Okay, so that's all the stuff that we already talked about last week. Right on. Well, Laughable 2.1.4 is out, guys. It's the first and only app where you can not only favorite your favorite artists, but also your favorite podcasts.
Oh, and in beautiful Laughable news, they hit the top 500 of the fucking apps on the App Store.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Ned pushed out today like an email to like the favored folk.
So it's still not available for Android yet, right?
Coming soon. Coming very soon.
Well, coming soon for the Android users. So if you're an Android user and you can't listen on Laughable, there's other ways where you can listen to us. And how can they listen to us, Slayer?
They can always hear us on DemonSeedRadioNetwork.com at 5:15 Eastern, 8:15. No, that's the other way around. 5:15 Eastern. Nope.
8:15 Eastern.
8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific. I have not been drinking much.
And I am sober.
Cruz is on a cleanse and she's sober. So this is your opportunity for Cruz to just mock me relentlessly when I'm fucking pissed. Like, and Cruz is stone cold sober. Like, this is the person I just chose as a business partner.
So there you have it, guys. Laughable and or Demon Seed Radio Network.
Big announcement, not a sponsor, but you can also find us on iHeartRadio now.
Oh, shit, that's right. We are now on iHeartRadio. So you guys can listen to us all very many ways. And if you don't know where else to find us, you can find us at andnowwedrink.com and to find different ways that you can listen to us.
If you're hearing this, you must have found one of them.
Exactly. So this week's guest is a comedian actor. He's a comedian actor.
He's a trained actor.
Yeah, this was a good episode, man. Very long.
Oh yeah, no, it's almost 3 hours deep, which is a good indication that we had a really good time.
And I don't even think we even stopped while we were recording.
No, we went almost 3 hours without fucking stopping.
Because it was just a great conversation. So, Kevin Williamson, and not to be confused with the producer, Kevin Williamson. This guy, like we said, he's a comedian actor. He's a trained actor. We talked about all the different films that he's into, and it was a very good one. You're gonna have to listen to it, enjoy, pour a cold one, and give us some good ratings, guys.
Yeah, jump on iTunes, throw us 5 stars. Keeps us towards the top of the list so we get new drinking buddies, because we want more drinking buddies. We want to drink with all of you. Speaking of drinking with all of us, October 5th through 7th, we will be at LA Podfest tearing it up. So buy your tickets, come drink with us while we get weird while we're podcasting.
Ayy.
All right, folks, enjoy the fucking show. You and your broken phone.
I know. Stupid phone.
So we are going.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Salut. Oh, God. What's wrong with me?
I like it.
Chicago in the house tonight.
In the building.
Oh, hey.
I know we normally don't talk sports on here. Did you get to see the Crosstown Classic?
Brian got ejected for the first time in his career today. It was pretty cool. To see him actually spaz out. Yeah, the ball was inside. He went off, and the ump was like, "Chill ass out of here."
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But I'm watching long distance all the time.
I've been too crazy with everything that was going on this weekend and just trying to recover. I haven't caught any of the games.
Are you going to check any out when they come out here?
I'm going to try to. I'm gonna try to.
What are you guys talking about?
The Sox.
Baseball.
Oh, you're talking about baseball. I was like, wait, are they talking about baseball or are they not? I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about
baseball.
Okay,
my bad. So, yeah, just like the Angels and the Dodgers, you get the crosstown rivalry, the Sox and the Cubs. So, it's pretty huge.
So yeah, I'm learning something because I don't follow baseball. So
No sports? You like sports at all?
I used to when I was younger, but I don't really follow it anymore. Like I'll watch like fighting, kind of like bloody, violent sports now. But when I was a cheerleader in high school and stuff. I know it's hard to believe when you look at this stupid face, but
No.
no, because a lot of people are like, "You're a cheerleader," because I'm just so like rough around the edges. But anyways, I used to be into basketball and football, all that kind of shit. My family is very huge. Like my mom and my grandmother are very huge into sports. My grandmother watches boxing. Did you know that?
You got to turn her on to MMA.
Yeah, dude. So like, yeah, my whole family,
Yeah.
they're into sports. But as I got older, I just didn't really follow sport. I stopped following sports.
But baseball is it's one of those sports that it's an acquired taste like beer.
It is an acquired taste because
It
it's
really is.
because it's like a never-ending game.
And that's it. And that's
you
why a
know?
lot of people get faded when they watch the game, if they
Everyone
go to it or not.
yeah. It's like
Because
what-
an inning can last for 2 days, you know.
It seems like it sometimes.
Was it known as America's favorite pastime or something?
Yeah,
or
it's America's pastime.
America's first pastime favorite. I can't remember what it is first.
And it's
favorite.
perfect. If you want to pass time, go to a baseball game.
I'll tell anybody, even if you're not really into baseball, there's something to be said about going to a game live.
Yeah, I think the first
It's
baseball
nothing
game I ever
like
saw
it.
live was the Giants because I'm from Northern California.
Oh, sweet, okay.
So I saw the Giants play when I went away to college.
I can't wait to get up to the Fillmore. I'm dying to go play the Fillmore.
Oh,
That's
I've
a
been to
goal.
shows
That's
there
a
before.
goal.
I've been to a couple of punk shows that played up there.
I can't wait to do that. So my dad took me to my first game when I was like 10 or 11. Chet Lemon was socked in. You get the ice cream in a little miniature baseball helmet.
Oh my God.
That's the live experience is the best in the
want
world.
that.
You know, and he was explaining the game to me then.
Mm-hmm.
I played it, but I didn't understand the nuances of it. And it was just dope, you know, being introduced to it by my dad. So, yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Did you ever play baseball or any sports at all when you were growing up?
Yeah, you know, especially like I'm an 80s baby, so we did everything. Basically, how the seasons changed, we went from if it was snow in the winter, watch the Bears, then we go play football, and then basketball, and then baseball. It was like pretty much every sport, trifecta. But yeah, I think my favorite was football. My dad played pro ball. He played for the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
Oh, very cool.
2 seasons, and his knees gave out. So yeah. I didn't get a chance to play any sports beyond high school, though, but just love sports, period. I just like competition, healthy competition.
Hey, nothing like it.
That's our city, though. City
Yeah.
is your city, our city. Both our cities are pretty much like sports towns, period.
Yeah. But as a Chicago fan, you got to get used to getting your heart broken.
Yeah, it's like an abusive relationship, you know?
It really is. It really, really is.
It's like, you know they're not good for you. I know, but I love them.
Though I'm a Sox fan, I come from a long line of Cubs fans, so yeah, the heartbreak was instilled very early on.
I just think it's indicative of our city, though. Like the second city, like that is the epitome of us. Like everything secondary, sports, championships. You know, even though I still rock with my city, I love it. I think it's better than New York, cleaner than New York, but people always give us that title, you know, and I think we've earned it because of we don't have the championships to back it up.
Yeah, we also don't dump the money in our teams like they do.
And that's because that's why we're a blue collar city, and that's pretty much even how our teams move. We get players that are either at the end of the rope or premature, and we let them go. Greg Maddux, we let him go, and then won a bazillion Cy Youngs.
I know.
We got Andre Dawson. We should have got him when he was exposed, Andre Dawson. You know, but
Yeah.
when we do win, it's an explosion.
Oh, I know. I remember the first time the Bulls won. You know, the Dynasty Bulls when they won, like the craziness. I remember that. It was
The city. It was just, you know, it's I can't explain it. You know, it's because you wait so long for something, and you can relate in any aspect. You know, when you wait for an opportunity like this shit is amazing. So I promise you, like this shit is like I'm grateful because this is like I've waited for an opportunity like this to do something different, and I'm in uncharted waters, and it just feels good. So, you know, this is how it is. So, like, when you finally do something different and new, it's like another notch under my belt. Like, hell yeah, I did it. And I'm doing it right with 2 pros, so that's dope.
hey, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming here. Let's cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Got to get everyone well lubricated.
I know, right?
Yes. Giggity.
So what else has been going on? Like, you've been doing any shows recently?
Grind mode. You know what First of all, I'm an actor, so I have a master's in theater.
Oh,
Columbia
wow.
College, Chicago. So
you actually trained. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, moved here and just trying to find something that's going to strike. Stand-up has always been a gift, I believe. And it's just in a humble way I say that. So, but I've always wanted to be a serious actor. And the stand-up was how I avoided, or the laugh and the comedy. I just love making people laugh. That was how I avoided ass whoopings from my mother, And I would catch her so many times, turn her head to smile. And I was like, you're smiling. And it's just something that I love to do. The business aspect of it is the hard part for me. Like where I am now, I just want to be in a position where when I do shows, I can have my tickets comp and have my people come. I don't want to be out.
Yeah, bringing people to the show.
It's whack. So I'm excited because I just got a manager, so I don't have to worry about that now. So she's going to
nice. Okay.
putting me and booking me in all of these venues. So I'm excited about that.
Well, congrats.
Awesome.
That's great. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I've done tons of acting since I've been out here. Left Chicago because when the weather got cold, production shut down. I moved out here, but now we have a bazillion TV shows shooting there. So I'm back and forth. I have an agent in Chicago.
Oh,
and an
okay.
agent
So
out
that's
here.
cool.
Very cool.
Very
So
cool.
I'm just trying to get it, hustling whatever I can. So I have a great agent here. I'm with Maverick, plug, but they gave me my first shot. And
Nice.
I booked 7 nationals with them. And it's been good commercially. Theatrically is where I'm scratching and clawing. I've done an episode of Chicago PD, which was cool. And that's the hard part because I don't want to move back to Chicago, but that's where I'm getting the most love as far as
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
television
Like you
and
leave
film.
somewhere and then you're like, oh, all of a sudden there's all
it's
this stuff going
crazy.
Well, it's an easy casting. You're authentic.
Yep. Yeah, and
True.
that's the thing they love. And they love that in Chicago as well. But the stand-up, I love it. I have so much that I want to offer. The scary part about being a comic, too, is people steal jokes. So I have tons of jokes and books but I can't wait until I make a name because they come and they send them back. And I see them all the time, and they take your jokes, and because they have more of a name than I do,
Yeah, yeah.
they say the joke, and then a person will be like, you said the same thing so-and-so. So I'm like, no, that was my shit. So, like, my good stuff, the world hasn't even heard it yet.
That's smart. That's so smart.
The gift is through Second City. I trained at Second City for 3 years.
I was going to ask you that next if you did do improv before you got into
and
stand-up.
my mentor, Sheldon Patankin, who passed away, he was the chair of Columbia College Theater Department. He also founded Second City and discovered the whole cast, Gilda Radner, Belushi. So, that was how I got into Second City. So when I'm on stage, I have topics, but I love to just go because I'm scared to do my jokes. So I'll talk about topics, but I'll tease and put a lot of stuff in there because so I can't wait, but I love it because that's that rush that you get when people is right in front of you is like theater. And those two things I love. I love stand-up and I love theater because you're naked, you're bare in front of these people. And
especially with improv, too, because it's like, it's not scripted. It's like all improvised, and you kind of just have, and so that's exciting.
I love it. So I've never been a guy that was a blue collar guy. My mother was. Truth be told, I had a scholarship to be a school teacher, but I just couldn't jump into it. I get so much from expressing myself, whether it's through the arts in any form, whether it's rapping, poetry, or DJ, anything, watching anybody else, I love it because it's so inspiring, to watch somebody express themselves through an art form. So that's my shit, and I'm glad I rolled the dice and I came out here because the confirmation is all the stuff that I've done. Even meeting you all, it's just things that let me know. When you first get out here, you're just like, fuck, what did I do? You know what I mean? Like, oh, do I need to go back home? But I'm glad I didn't. So stand-up is pretty much my baby, but acting is my passion.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like
Awesome. Hopefully
hearing
you can
that.
do both.
And
Yeah, I
wanna do
mean,
both, and I
you
will.
can act in a comedy, you know?
My mentor, Donnell Rollins, him, Ashley Larry from the Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
I've done tons of skits with him that are on the internet, and he was the one that saw me. He was like, dude, you're fucking hilarious. So, I didn't, true story, like, for me, it was a situation where I didn't want to, it came easy, but he made me work hard. And that was the thing that I loved because he would take me to these shows and I would see comics do the same set for a year. And he was the one that told me, that's funny, but keep writing. So he got me to the point where I'm disciplined and I have a lot of material because you never know when somebody's going to come and say, hey, do you have a 30-minute set? Do you have a 45-minute set? So he taught me to go long-winded. Well, a lot of people get up there and do the same recycled stuff.
Yeah.
It's not good for you. You're like, I heard that shit last year.
Yeah.
You want to hear some fresh stuff. So I'm just waiting for the opportunity because he's doing some great things with Chappelle now. So I'm just in pocket waiting for him to blow that whistle.
Right.
Oh, that'd be awesome. No, I'm curious. If you're given the opportunity to go on the road and be a feature for someone, would you rather feature or stay in town and try to book acting gigs?
I'm hitting the road. That's the thing. That's what I'm waiting for. Like I said, like a rapper, I have a whole book of rhymes ready to just go, and that's what I've been preparing for. That's why, the little 7 and 6 and 7 minute sets, that does nothing for me because I have so much that I've written and I have so many different avenues and lanes and stuff that I want to really play with the audiences. But it's competition and you see it. Sometimes you're the one that gets a good portion of a laugh and they'll yank you off the stage. It's just that part of the business I don't like. That. It makes me, ugh.
Yeah, people don't feel there's enough to go around.
And it is. And it is because you look how amazing Kevin Hart is. You look how amazing Chappelle is. 2 different people.
Right.
2 different styles. And they're both great at what they do. And they don't compete. It's just what it is. I think the only person that you should ever compete with is yourself.
Yeah, no, totally.
And that's where I am. So I don't get into that, but that's the part that makes me fall back a lot. Because I love the stage, but just the scratching and clawing that goes along with it, I can't deal with it. But acting is totally different. That's why I'm free. That's really why I'm in pocket because, I get a chance to go in that room and they'll tell me a topic and I'll use that improv that I got.
Yeah.
So.
How long have you been in LA?
I moved here in 2005.
Oh, okay, so you've been out here for a minute.
Yeah,
all right,
I'm an old rusty male now.
You moved out here a year after I did. I've been here since 2004. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And it went by so fucking fast.
I'm the newbie. Well, I've been here since 2014.
Really? That's right.
Way,
We've
man.
talked about this before.
Yeah, because I was in Vegas for a couple of years.
Okay.
And then came out here. I left Chicago in 2011, so.
Making it happen.
Damn, 2014.
I know. I mean, I was here all the time for various gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost never in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Just staying there, but moving. I think the opportunities here that are crazy. That's the reason why it was a no-brainer. Like before
It's
I moved
true.
out here.
I mean, like where you come from, right? Chicago. You're like, okay, you had a dream to pursue something, and you knew, okay, if I go to LA, that's where everything is. Entertainment. This is like the mecca of any kind of entertainment. Of course, you're doing stuff there now too, but everybody knows. Okay, not everybody knows. Everybody's whole direction is like, I'm going to go to Hollywood. I'm going to become a star. But the thing that I've learned from being down here and also doing a couple of acting and whatnot, and talking about competition with women, Jesus Christ, so much competition. But the biggest lesson I've learned thus far from being here for so long is that you have to constantly hustle if you want to get anywhere, right? If you want to do something, you have to constantly put yourself out there. You can't just sit around waiting. Because I meet so many fucking people that like aspire to be actors and actresses and stuff like that. And there's the actor who's like hustling and putting himself out there and continuously going to auditions, blood, sweat, and tears and everything. And then you have the other
all that.
Yeah, exactly. You're a perfect example. Then you have the other kind of actor who's just like, oh, I'll just wait till someone calls me, to tell me that there's an audition or whatever, because they don't care, but they're just in it I just want to be a working actor. I just want to get jobs, but I don't want to like put myself out there or make an effort to do what needs to be done to become a star or whatever it is that they aspire to be.
That's the kind of people that I go, hey, I need another drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
I remember when I first moved to LA, I was like, all the waiters and waitresses and bartenders, oh yeah, I'm an actor. But those are the ones that are like not really, I'm not going to say all because that's kind of mean, because there's a lot of people that are like actually struggling and trying, there are like hungry actors, right? But there's also the ones that just don't give a shit. They're like, whatever. If they call me, they call me. And it's like, well, if you're trying to, be somebody, aspire to be a star, if you will, then you're not going to get it from just sitting around waiting,
I crashed auditions. Like, when I moved out here, I took my Chicago mentality, and my first audition was for Girlfriends. I didn't even have an agent then. I went home and I put on a suit. I paid the lady, first of all, you can get breakdowns, and breakdowns are basically job openings.
Yes.
In the workplace. And I give her like $30 a month for commercials and television, and they showed the breakdown for it and the role. And it was a reoccurring role playing Joe's love interest, Lobster Boy. If you ever watched that episode, that was the guy I auditioned for. And her name is Robbie Reed. True story. And I went and I put on a suit. I brought a dozen roses and I sat in the waiting room and I wrote my name down. And when she came out, I said, I'm not slated for an audition for this role, but if you have an opportunity, I would love to read for it. Like 15 people read, and she finally let me come in. I killed it. Got a call back, then a producer session off of that.
Wow.
And they said, you were great, but we're going to have to go with a name.
And that happens sometimes. Yeah.
But that was my mentality. Just the same thing. Like when I see it, I want it, and I didn't come out here to play with it. I don't want to be a working actor. I want motherfuckers to know my name.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
With the commercials I've done, so many people in Chicago are inspired because where I come from, and what I mean by that, like from the South Side of Chicago, single parent home, 7 kids. Riddled and saturated with gangs and drugs and all of that shit. I was a horrible gang member. So, I knew I wasn't going to succeed in that because I had a conscience. Like, I would see guys, like, they jumped a guy, and I went over to the guy's house to see if he was all right. It was
that don't
kind
work.
of thing. Yeah, you can't do that shit. So I knew it wasn't for me. You just have to be ruthless, and it was never my thing. So I've always been sports and the arts was my safe haven. So, when I did a Verizon commercial, it was one of my first nationals. So many people was trying to contact me. It was like, oh shit, I know that dude. And I was able to reach back for a lot of people, and they didn't know what I was doing, because even when I was in school for 4 years, Dream Killers, I wasn't telling anybody what I was doing. At the time I was in college, I was taking classes and in plays, and I wouldn't tell anybody because I didn't want the negative input.
As much as I love our hometown, it's a very stagnant city. A lot of the people I know, a lot of people I love them to death, but they're doing exactly what they did when I left 6 years ago. I'm sure you know people that are still doing the exact same thing that they were doing from 2005 when you left.
Yeah.
And when you tell them, hey, I want to go pursue this, you can't do that. You might as well go get a job as an electrician. Electricians always work.
I had a dude tell me, he was like, you act. Motherfucker, let me see you act. It was just the mentality. It's crazy. So when they saw the commercial, they was inspired. Like, man, I can. And I'm in school now. I went back to school, and I was like, man, I appreciate it. I didn't do it for you to give it to me, but if this is what it takes, and I love that, to inspire, because I'm inspired by people. So that's the ripple effect of doing that shit, to be the first trailblazer, especially like in my hood or my family, to do something that mentally you can't even conceive. Like for what I'm doing, it's like people like, damn, you so. And the first question they ask, so so-and-so, and I'm like, they think so small, and it's such a bigger picture. So yeah, I don't want to be the working actor. I want to be that person that, like I said, for everything I've sacrificed, I want all of it. I want whatever that comes with. If that's 7-8 figures, times 10, then so be it. I don't even have a specific. It's just, I know in my mind, like I said it, I want to win an Academy Award. That's my dream. That's what pulled me out here. I didn't move out here to say, hey, I fucked with it for 10 years and I left. No.
Hell no.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah, because, a lot of people come here with those big dreams and they quit after like a year or two because they're tired of having to like compete with other people, and they feel like there is no chance. So they're just like, I quit. I'm just going to, go back home and get married and have 2.5 kids.
And it rightly so. And it beat a lot of people up. When I moved out here, 15 of us that graduated from undergrad as theater students moved out here. It's only 2 of us that are working actors now, and it's me and another girl. And, 13 went back home, and no judging. It's just how it, for whatever reasons, you start to say, okay, you're looking at your clock, and that's one thing you make a mistake on. Like, you can't put a time frame on something to say, if I don't blow up in 5 years, you just don't
And some
know.
people do that too. They're like, I just moved here from Kentucky or whatever, you know what I mean? And they're like, I'll give myself, and I've heard this way too often from way too many people, different people, like not in the same groups where they say a very similar thing. And it's always something along the lines of like, yeah, I moved here from wherever and I'm going to give myself until 2000 whatever, or I'm going to give myself 2 years or 4 years or 5. It's always a different number, but it's always like within 1 to 5 years. You know what I mean? I'm going to give myself 5 years. And if nothing happens in 5 years, I quit.
Can't do it. Then they weren't serious.
Exactly.
This is all I want to do. Like, and I'm a man, but I'm emotional about this shit because blood, sweat, and tears. Like I remember taking classes and scene study and like everything that I put into it. And there were times that I would just be like, it has to work. And I equate it to like a crush, until you tell her or him how you feel, you never know. But once you say it, you're out there. So when I moved out here, I'm naked. It's like, okay, this is how I feel about you. How do you feel about me?
Yeah.
And that's when you start taking it on. But I love the journey because I'm finding out who I am and what I'm made of.
True.
And the blessings have been the people that have been put in my path, placed in my path to give me confirmation to let me know I am on that right path.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen overnight because anything worth having won't come easy. So I'm just like, I'm going to be Morgan Freeman on that ass. If I blow up in 20 years, so be it. But if I did it, then I accomplished the goal. And that's the goal, to basically have, everything that I've envisioned in my mind come to fruition. And that's it. In every aspect. I want to be like that triple threat, stand up, acting, a writer or something.
Yeah, like you do all these different things.
I don't want to pigeonhole because I want to express myself in so many different lanes. And like this is amazing. Like now my eyes is open to a different arena with this. And I think that's, again, a blessing for me staying the course. I would have never met you guys and been doing this, having 47 proof whiskey. Burning my throat, but I love it.
It's good for the vocal cords.
It is. It is.
What is your dream like film to make? Like what kind of genre, and then what 2 big names would you want in that film with you?
The only 2 people in the industry, and 3 people. It's only 3 people that I would get flustered. Everybody else is whatever, but Chappelle is my motherfucker. Like that dude, like. And I haven't had a chance to meet him, but like he inspires me, like just artistically. So I saw him, it's him because he's just the Michael Jordan and Jay-Z.
And it's Chappelle,
It's just Chappelle.
It's Jay-Z, Chappelle, and Denzel Washington.
Oh shit!
Nice.
So if I could do a film with all 3 of them, it'd be like 3 the hard way plus 1.
3 the hard way plus 1.
Speaking of like an actor who hustled, Denzel was a garbage man before they discovered him.
Yeah, did you know that?
I didn't know he was a garbage man, but I knew he worked at the post office. I pretty much just studying him, knowing that he, again, grinded and worked any job, and you do what you have to do and to make it work. And that's, I don't want to be mediocre. I'm cool with that. And whatever that means to nobody in an offensive way, but I've tasted mediocre. But if you know that there's something else better out there, why not go for it?
Exactly. That's another problem that people have too, is they'll take what they can get type of thing.
Well, I'm gonna say I'm not going to get your drink. Let's drink together.
Exactly.
Because I've met other actors that are like, oh, like actors haven't done much, and they're just so thirsty for like to become stars, basically. You know what I mean? And they're trying and trying, but they'll get these shit gigs from like their agents or whatever, like these low budget, like super low budget, like trashy fucking kind of movies where they're just like, where it's like, dude, don't do that movie. That's going to be horrible. You know what I mean? And going, yeah, but maybe something good will come out of it. And it's like, no, you gotta pick. It also comes down to like what you choose to do, right? You can't just take everything you get just because you think or believe that it's going to get you somewhere. Because taking from a no-name, whatever. And I believe in independent films. Let's not misinterpret that.
Yeah, I definitely
power
do.
to the independent film like industry, man. Like I'm like with what happened with the Oscars this year and stuff like that. Like I believe in it again.
I feel indies are a much bigger creative outlet than studio system.
It totally is. No, it totally is. That's why I'm glad that it's getting the recognition that it deserves. You know what I mean?
And the work that's being put in on an indie film.
Oh yeah.
So if we put together indie film, we ain't bullshitting. We gonna, be on point and meticulous about everything because it's our baby. It's what I mean, the brainchild, and that's how I look at it versus the big budgets. They're just like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Last couple big budget films I went to, I'm like poking holes and just like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I have a writer buddy of mine who just sends me everything he writes just to poke holes in it, and my brain is just like that now. Nope, that's dumb. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why would the character do that? Indies, because just like you said, it's someone's baby. They're paying attention to every detail.
Yep.
It's like someone's firstborn.
And especially because a lot of indies come from people that have never done anything before, and they're like, okay, this is my first film. I want it to be perfect. I want this. I want that. And I feel like it's finally. I think indie films are finally coming up.
They're coming back.
They're coming back because
there was a time.
Shit, man.
Was that France or I think it's at France or Australia where the government funds your projects?
Actually, yes, that's true because I think I'm pretty sure. I feel like does Australia?
I know the UK does.
I know for a fact that the UK does. They definitely do. They give grants and stuff like that. And I think Canada does too because I just recently started getting into comedy.
Nice.
And
stand up?
No. Everyone keeps telling me to do stand up, and I'm like completely petrified of the thought of going on stage and like telling jokes. Anyways, that's a whole can of worms we're not going to open up right now.
Let's open them.
I've done a couple of comedy sketches, and I never really thought that I was funny.
That may be your lane then too, because if you look at Will Ferrell, he doesn't do stand up, but he's hilarious.
He's hilarious, yeah.
In his lane, and he knows that. He knows that he's a great improv and scene stiller.
And he's like a part of Funny or Die, which is like a sketch comedy, website type stuff, and it's great. But I actually did a comedy sketch that's on there, and that's actually how this comedian in Canada, he hit me up and was like, "Hey, I got this series or whatever, and this and that and the other thing," and we were like kind of plotting out like how this was going to happen, and then I found out that he was waiting for a grant, and I'm like, he's like, the only reason why I haven't, and talking about people following their dreams and coming to Hollywood, right? He actually came to Hollywood because he was nominated for some kind of award for some kind of independent, I don't want to say indie film. It was more like in comedy, but I can't remember what it was called. I feel terrible for not remembering. But anyways, he was here for that. And so we met up in person so that we could finally discuss this whole series he wanted to use me in. And it finally came out. He was like, "Yeah, if I could, I would totally come to Hollywood and like pursue more of this stuff." But the thing is, Canada like funds my projects, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm waiting on this grant, for this project." Da da da. And I'm like, "Damn!" And I know the UK does. I feel like maybe Australia might, and that were
And the only stipulation with them is, you have to go through the process where they get a chance to see your script and the treatment, and you tell them what you're doing, and if it's crap, over there they're brutally honest. They'll tell you no, and that's the thing that I love.
Yeah, and there's a process too, because the one in Canada, when I agreed to do the project, he like sent me the script and the treatment and the little teaser that they had done or whatever, and I was like, dude, I'm totally game. I'm in. In order for him to get the grant, he had to have me actually send in a letter myself saying, hey, the reasons why I wanted to be a part of the project. So it's like they have to get letters from like multiple people, I think, that are part of the project to see, and then boom, got approved. It like took months though, because this was like, I want to say March or something, maybe even February, that we had this discussion, and then he just hit me back like a week ago and said, I got approved for the grant. I'm like, damn, dude, that's like, he was kind of expecting to film in June, but then July, here we are in July, and he's like, yeah, okay, so I finally got approved for it. I'm like, holy shit. So
I still would rather do that than be subject my art to a test group and have the studio system be like, nah, you need to rewrite that. It didn't test well.
That ending was kind of shitty. Maybe you should change, reshoot that.
And which leads to the fourth thing I want to do, produce. And that way I can
be in control
of my own situation, because I've done so much that I know what it takes. Because that way you protect the project. I'm not. Lord willing, if I get the accolades and the awards, that's the vision. But to put out good work is the purpose, because that's what it's about in any aspect. I feel like if you're not going to do it 100%, then why do it? And that's the thing that I love. That's the thing that drew me to acting. The two films that, as a kid, that had them wheels turning for imagination was The West Side Story and Grease.
Nice.
I'm exposing myself, but the shit was dope because I got a chance to see great acting, great singing, but it was this big old portrait of, and I couldn't relate, but I knew it was magical, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz West Side Story,
Oh, I love this.
Grease. And I'm a macho man, but those are the films that tugged at my emotion. And I was like, I gotta do this.
So I'm curious though. You're talking about the film version of Grease, where the Chicago. Have you ever seen like the Broadway, or at least
No, I never.
the Broadway version set in Chicago?
I didn't see that, and I've never seen it. I guess I was a fan and so mesmerized by Olivia Newton-John. Like,
Oh my God, right?
you know, and she played that film and Sandy, and I was like, oh, this is it for me. This is what I want to do, and that's the kind of work that I will always want to put out. It's not about money. The money will come. And just to piggyback on what you said, like, you've seen the reality shows and all the shit that have been done here. I don't want 15 minutes. I've spent too much time for you to give me 15 minutes. I need an hour and a half. I need, episodic, of my career. You just can't give me 15 minutes because that's too short, And so I came out here and I was struggling, and, they invited me to do The Fifth Wheel. And
it's that dating show, right?
Yeah, it was one of the, and it was still in a pre-pubescent area when all the shows didn't figure out, but they knew, like the producers knew. So what I'm saying is that I did the show to eat. Literally the starving artist, paying bills, and they say, we'll feed you and we'll give you $150. So I did the show. We went up to Malibu to this dude ranch, and they kept trying to get me to take my clothes off, and the producer kept saying, and I was like, no, man, my mother's going to be watching this show. I'm cool, blah, blah, blah. And I knew one of the girls was going to pick me, so I was like, no, I just went to eat, and I'm eating, and they're drinking, and they're getting faded. Before you knew it, they were naked, and I was taking my clothes off. But that's where reality is going. Even then, and the producers in the show trying to get it to go somewhere that I couldn't let it go because I'm a serious actor, so I can't have that be a representation of me. So that was my thing. So to watch and I signed like a dictionary, a Bible stack of contracts. So I was like, I'm cool. And to watch it. And you never felt like my favorite in the beginning was like Real World, the first two.
Oh, I used to watch that.
The first couple
I used to watch the hell out of Real World.
Because you didn't know what it was going to be,
Puck.
I always,
when he passed,
season 3,
all of those
San Francisco.
things,
Yeah.
So dope. And then it became what it is now. And I'm like, thank you that I never chose any of that because it would have killed my career. So you have to be meticulous about the projects you're doing because I want good work.
Yeah.
I want the same work that inspired me to want to do this in the first place. Comedy as well. Like my heart and soul is like the forefathers, Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby, and I even like my man. What's his name? I think of his name. I'm losing thought.
Comedian?
Yeah.
Red Fox?
No. I want to say his name because it wouldn't be my favorite if I don't say his name.
I was just taking a stab at it.
Yeah, and my mom introduced me to him, and he's just a beast. And but even then, like I was always torn. I love acting, but I love stand-up because here's a platform where I can express myself and say something that's thought-provoking and make you laugh. White guy. He was balding at the top.
Oh,
Carlin?
George Carlin?
Fucking George,
I love him.
He's everything to me. Like him and Richard is right there. George Carlin, that's how I'm gonna sit there.
George Carlin was great. May he rest.
Yes, and he was a beast. And I would sit there with my mom, and even then, the things that she introduced me to inadvertently didn't know it. Like, cause we sat on the couch. I was a couple of weeks away from graduation, and my mom was like, "Baby, what you in school for?" I didn't even tell her. And not that I didn't want to tell her, but, I was just grinding and she saw it, but she asked me and I said, Mom, I'm an actor. And she was like, that's nice, baby. But that's just my girl, and that's the reason why I do what I do because I don't do it for the attention like, what's up, that's Kev. Fuck that. You know what I mean? I do it because it means something to me. And not only that, watching her raise 7 kids, like the work ethic, putting out good stuff. I didn't come out here just to say that I did it. I want to, when he did it, he did that shit. That's how I want to leave it. Like when Kev touched it, Kev put his thumbprint on it, and that's what I want to do. I want people to say you took the baton and you ran somewhere with it.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge that I have for myself. Not for anybody else, but I want to be able to say, man, that's tough. I don't know. Kevin is a great actor, but I love him as a comic. That's a goal. That's a goal for me to have people, or for myself, because I love them both. People say you like comedic roles or dramatic roles, and I love them both because they're two different expressions, two different emotions, two different platforms and genres, so I love them both equally. Two different reasons why, but I love them both.
And it's difficult to not get pigeonholed into one or the other.
Yeah, and that's another reason they ain't gonna pigeonhole me. Fuck that, because I can play the crackhead just as well as I can play the judge that sends that crackhead to jail. I'm playing all that shit.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you want to be, you want to have that big role that everyone remembers.
The challenge me as well, the role that makes you scary. Like, honestly, I wanted to do you guys proud, so I love that feeling. So that's where you do well. So I was like, man, when I was listening, I was like, I'm stepping into their world. I want to make them proud. And that's the thing I love about anything that I do, that I'm not the weak link. You know, that you are who you associate with. So if you're doing good, I want to, Kevin was cool.
Hell yeah.
And that's the thing I love about the work that I want to do. I want to jump into that job that scares me like, damn. If you just jump right in like, I got this, nah. But if it scares you to the point where you got to almost throw up, that's when you know it's something that's going to make you pull something out of yourself. And that's the thing that I love the most, that thing that challenges you, and gets you out of your comfort zone and humbles you.
Yeah.
That's me. As much as I'm an artist, I'm so humble. I don't walk around like I'm this. People wouldn't know unless I say it. And that's, people like, you have to tell people what you do. I'm like, I know I have to get out of my own way with that, because I hate is such a strong word. I dislike the thing that we talked about. The people that are just saying I'm an actor.
Well, I was going to say something about that. I was just waiting for you to finish your thought, because to add to that, everybody, it's LA, right? And I feel like, especially more so now, I mean, I've been in LA just as long as you have, pretty much. And I feel like more so now than when I first moved out here, everybody's an actor, right? Like, you meet somebody somewhere at a bar, at a coffee shop, whatever, like, it comes up, what do you do? Oh, I'm an actor.
It's so cliche.
But then it's like, okay, you're a walking cliche. We're in the middle of Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard, at a fucking Coffee Bean or whatever the fuck. And it's like, oh, yeah, well, what have you done? Oh, I was an extra on CSI or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's
right.
Did you have a speaking role? No, I was just an extra. Okay, yeah, all right. And that's
You're
the kind of
actor,
actors, quote unquote, actors that are in Hollywood. Like, everybody's walking around and they say it so proudly, too. Like, I'm an actor. I'm an actress. Oh, really? What have you done?
Yeah.
I was the dead hooker in, on that Forensic Files. You know what I mean?
They did enough to get a SAG card, which is, funny story, I went out on a date with a girl that works at SAG.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And she was laughing like, yeah, our Indian's hilarious. We have so many, actors that are members of SAG that we're just collecting dues from. We don't provide anything for them.
There's a lot of people that will pay those dues just so they can say that they're SAG.
Yeah. And
again, it's very expensive. And if they have the money,
is.
oh, yeah, well, I'm like, everybody's profile, especially with social media now, right? Like, of course, 10, 15 years ago, LA was a little bit different in that regard. But like now, with like technology being so different now and social media being the way it is, I feel like every profile that I come across, like on Instagram more specifically, male or female, doesn't matter. It always has to put, SAG actor or actor dash SAG. You know what I mean? Because they have to specify that I'm an actor, but it's like almost like it's giving them legitimacy. I have to say that I'm SAG, because then I'm not a legitimate actor unless I say that on my profile.
And they got the game so twisted, because those are the people that aren't going to do anything with it.
No.
Like, I don't walk around or even say it unless people know it. You know what I mean? Because my thing is, and even with my acting coaches, they say, don't tell me, show me. So I don't walk around saying I'm an actor. I'm going to show you I'm an actor.
Yeah.
You're going to look at my work and say, oh, shit, what? And that's it. And then I'll be humble about it, because that's how much it means to me. I don't do it, again, for that. I don't do it for the attention or for that, the name drop sake of it, because that expires. That dissipates. Like, I want something where, the people, like I said, that I rock with, or the people that inspire me, they move in such a humble, low-key way. Those are the ones I follow and admire, because they the shit and they don't say it. They leave that for everybody else to, and that's what you should do. Like Jordan, we grew up in Chicago with Jordan. Jordan never said he's the shit. But these social media babies, they'll make a free throw and they start yelling and hitting their chest like, you just hit a free throw. Mm-hmm. But that's it. I don't want to just, if I do work, I'll let everybody else say, man, that was funny, Kevin. And because it means a lot. If I'm at home and I write something and I share it and people laugh, that's the payoff. But I don't go around saying, I'm a comedian, right? Yeah, that's corny.
Yeah, it is. It's very corny.
Yeah, but this is LA, and you have to sift through that. So
Yeah, that's why whenever people, because I also hate that question too. When you just meet someone, right?
What do you
Doesn't
do?
matter where, and they ask, especially in LA. I feel like this is more so an LA thing than it is anywhere else. You know what I mean? You're in LA. That question comes up, but they're all, so what do you do? It's like people are like immediately ready to judge you based on what you're gonna say. So whenever that happens with me, I'm like, yeah. So the pencils, that the eraser part on it. Yeah. So I make those for a living.
They're not you on them.
Yeah. And they're like, no, really, what do you do? I'm like, dolphins. I wax them at the zoo. So it's like,
hell yeah.
Because it's like, and then people wonder, like, why aren't you taking me seriously? It's like, because it's none of your business. Like, you're asking me within the first 2 minutes of meeting me, what do I do? Because you're ready to fucking judge me for whatever it is that I actually really do.
Well, and that's what's fucked up. In other parts of the country, that's polite conversation. Like, you're just like trying to get to know somebody.
Of course.
So what do you do? Here, it's just about what can you do for me?
Exactly.
And I have a buddy who, does high-end production. When people ask him at the bar, what do you do? He's like, I'm not telling you. He just flat out says it. I'm not telling you.
I know that's right. But I tell them the shit I do. I drive Uber and Lyft. Fuck you. You know what
I
I
like
mean?
to fuck with people, though. I'm like, yeah.
That part, too, I'll do it. Cause,
I'm a janitor at, Hollywood High School. I'm the janitor there.
I used to say that. They'd be like, so what do you do? Why did you move out here? I'm in the industry. Oh, yeah, what part? And I'm be like, the ticket holder. It's just stupid. I hold tickets, but...
Oh, yeah, I work at the movie theater. I sell popcorn.
I'm in the projectionist union.
And Matt, that's so real. In every other city you can go to, and that'd be a great conversation.
It's
so what
true,
do
though.
Do, and people will be genuinely engaged. But this is the only place that people feel like this is the facade that I need to keep up.
Yeah.
Like, once I was able to peel back layers and find and gravitate and hang out with genuine people, those people are so lost, and I feel so bad for them.
Well,
like feeling this is how you need to act, think, and talk.
Especially, and so going back to the whole LA thing too, like certain people kind of like over embellish, over exaggerate what it is that they really do. Like, oh yeah, I work for fucking Netflix, but really you're just a secretary. Or I work for Conan O'Brien's show or whatever. It's my show, but then okay, you're just a PA. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and even if I did, I don't want that kind of friendship. Like, if that's why you're my friend, that's fucked up. Then I'm lost at the door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But because, people with character and integrity, that doesn't move them, and that's how it is with me. So I live a more lonelier, recluse life because I don't want to be around the bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like I just want to be around normal people. That's why I love when I go home, because they don't give a fuck about what I'm doing.
Fuck no, they don't.
I go home and I'll be like, yeah, man, I just did this, my sister, and I talk to my sister and I'm like, yeah, I just fucking did this sizzle reel with Dave and, so-and-so and so. She's like, I don't give a fuck about how you doing. How you doing?
Right.
And I love it. And it would just bring me back down to earth. I don't give a fuck about your little friends out there doing movies, meeting everybody. How you doing? And I love it because that grounds me. So even when I'm up here, they bring me right back down. So that's nice. You had your little commercials, but could you go turn that meat on the grill? It's yes, mom. So, she don't care. Take that garbage out. Yes, ma'am.
Grab me a beer.
Yep. She'll stinking ass over there and give me a hot dog. And it's lovely because it's such a great thing to have, because out here grinding, you get so drained from the shenanigans,
It's true. You kind of get swallowed by everything sometimes.
Y'all just went and put on bells and whistles and performed and then drove back. So I know the body and the mind is just torn and in every aspect, like when I'm on stage, I gotta perk right up. I can't get up there. So like, how's it going, guys?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, motherfucker, I ain't paid for this. So, and that's what it is. You have to really turn up. And so you need that opposite to balance you, because that's why I don't talk about it, because it's an extension of who I am. It's not everything that I am. So I'm not going to walk around like pulling rabbits out of my coat and blowing horns and stuff. It's just crazy, because that'll be draining to have to be just turned on 24/7.
Well, and that's how you end up with people like Chris Farley. From what I heard, part of what drove like Farley to drugs and everything was the fact that he felt the need to be on 24/7.
That's the pressure, and that's so true. I experience it. You know, people be like, in a minute. So it's a never-ending thing. So what do you do? I'm a comic. Okay, tell me something funny. That shit.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah,
and I'm fucking driving Uber. I don't want to fucking start performing for you right now. Right now, I'm taking you home. You want to see me? Come see my fucking show. But that thing, like, you know, it's crazy. It's like there's a time and a place for everything like that. You know, nobody ever told Jordan, like, slam dunk the ball right now in the middle of Times Square. It's like, you know, you come to see me in my arena to do my thing. You know, it's like, it's crazy. But again, a lot of my heroes, you know, that I admire, Farley, Belushi, you know, that passed away, Dark Knight.
Oh,
Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger.
I was just talking to my buddy today, true story. He could not gather himself after going into such a dark place playing that role.
Yeah.
But I love him so much because he committed to the craft. Mm-hmm. It hurts my heart that his life was lost because of it, but that's the kind of people that inspire me.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of that red carpet shit.
Yeah,
but you know, like you saw the role when he did it, and
that's my favorite out of all the entire Nolan series.
You know, no, he killed Jack. He buried Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson is one of my favorites. You know, Jack is The Shining. You know, like he's, you know, One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest, but he couldn't fuck with Heath.
Yeah,
you know,
he pleasantly surprised me with that role. I was like, holy shit.
He didn't bite or anything. He took it, but they said he was trying to come out of that. So that's why I love it, because if you do it right, you'll get performances like that. You know, and you see films, or you'll see something in a film, and one of my, I love, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be an Academy Award. Remember the Titans, and it's certain scenes in that movie that give you goosebumps because it's real life situations. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just, that's why I'm an artist in every way because of that. So when the two characters are yelling about, you know, I don't know if you ever seen the movie, but they're fighting because of the racial tension. Mm-hmm. But he's telling them, man, you know, if you really want to know the truth, you know, you let this guy blow right past you. That kind of thing. You love that because that's real life. I love that because when we go out of movies and stuff, you be like, yo, that was great. That's what I love. That's what you want somebody to feel, either to evoke emotion, whether you hate me, love me, or it makes you want to change. That's what arts are about.
Damn right.
Damn right.
You know the movie's really good when you leave the theater and you're talking about it for like an hour straight still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to spend my hard-earned money on going to the ArcLight for $20, plus, you know, whatever the cost of my goddamn refreshments are, I want to be talking about it hours, days, weeks later. Good or bad, preferably good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know, tears coming down because you've invested yourself emotionally to it, because you bought into it, and the performance is that great that you're like, whoa. You know, so yeah. But later for the, I have my SAG card. I have my.
You have to make sure to put it in your bio online.
Yeah, you know that crap.
SAG.
Ugh.
Actor-SAG.
Because it means nothing. Show and prove. That's my thing. Show and prove.
Not a single A-lister, I would bet money, have SAG actor.
Well,
in their
no,
profile.
and that's exactly the point. Everybody, I feel like everybody that I've seen that does that, they're trying to prove something.
They play
like you know, some people just put actor, you know, actor, actress, whatever. But once they put that SAG part, I'm like, why is that necessary? It's not necessary. Like, it doesn't make you any more legitimate than anybody else that claims that they're a fucking actor.
Yeah, I just got the Instagram. You see, like, I don't know if you see my handle, but I just got it, and I have somebody running it for me because I'm not into the social media thing.
There's so many people that are like that.
And they're like, dude, man, you have to promote yourself. And I'm just like, you know, I'm old school with it. Like, the original way that a lot of the people that we like got discovered is through word of mouth. And
you know,
grinding.
you've actually just brought up a very good point. If you think about it, like I was saying earlier, you know, technology is so different now, and we have social media, such a powerful thing. And you just hit it right there. Like, look at all the greats from decades ago. Like, how the fuck did they put themselves out there?
Yeah.
There was no social media. There was no internet. There was no, you know.
There was no
They had a
hash.
team of publicists behind them.
Yeah.
True.
They had a publicist, but I love that because the publicist isn't going to fuck with you unless you got talent.
True.
You know, with this social media, all you got to do is...
Yeah, social media, any Tom, Dick, or Harry can fucking get on there and be like, let's see how many, you know, just follow a shit ton of people to get follows and whatever else. And then, you know, like, oh, if I just keep spamming people, because that's another thing, too. A lot of people will spam the fuck out of everybody on social media. But, you know.
If used the right way, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But, you know, 75% of the people don't use it the right way.
Yeah.
You know, they're tramping it, you know, and pretending, and they're not who they say they are, and you're still living with your mom in her basement, and
It's like, quit playing.
yeah, you know, let me see your real life, you know, and that's it, you know. So that's the thing that turns me off from it, because I don't want to come off as being, you know, braggadocious or anything.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, I'm eating a slice of pizza, #cheese in my life. You know, it's just stupid.
That's funny.
You know,
Twitter, Twitter had talking about like spamming and stuff. I remember Twitter for a while. They would like temporarily suspend people if they were like constantly spamming people, you know, with shit. Like, oh, give me votes, vote for me on this thing, da da da, and they would just keep posting it, the same shit to different people, like sending it out to different people, and then Twitter would see that, and then, okay, you're suspended because
yeah. Hey, you know, it's crazy. That's all I can say.
Oh,
because,
technology.
You know, it's kind of like
times have changed.
Timing. People have been giving people rides for eons. My mom's era, it was called a jitney before it was Uber and Lyft. It's timing with everything. It's crazy how something can just explode.
Yeah.
You know, and just saturate and take over something, especially if it's not used properly. But that's how I look at like Uber and Lyft with Instagram and Facebook, because it's a great tool. Like, you know, Facebook Live and Instagram Live, if I'm doing a show and somebody can interact with me, that's great. But I don't want to see you in the grocery store talking about, should I get a candy yam or should I get a potato? Y'all, yes or no? Like, stupid to me, you know?
I wholly agree with that.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
that part turns me off. But I love it because it gets... The material,
I was gonna say, it gives
get
you
from this
material.
shit, I'll be like, thank you, Jesus. The shit that I see on there, like,
That's true though.
oh my goodness, like I can't make. If I'm looking for inspiration, that's where I need to go, you know, and I'll get everything I need, because there's somebody that's on there that's gonna make an ass of themselves for 10 minutes, for 10 seconds.
Oh, speaking of making asses of themselves, did you hear about the couple where the girl shot her baby dad, soon-to-be baby dad, she was pregnant, shot her soon-to-be baby dad dead because he held a book to his chest and they felt that would stop the bullet, and they periscoped her live, Instagram live that shit.
And she killed him.
And she killed him dead.
They were trying, and the purpose of the reason why they were doing it is because they wanted to
Get followers.
They wanted to create a viral YouTube video. They thought this would make them famous because, you know, that's the thing now. Everyone's obsessed. Just a fact, you know, just looking at my Facebook feed, everyone is obsessed with like, oh, this stupid fucking cat video, you know, this video of this cat chasing a laser or whatever the fuck, stupid shit like that. This video has like 1 billion fucking views. You know, this video's gone viral because whatever they fucking did, it just went viral. So these fucking stupid fuckwads decided, let's fucking, you know... Let's make this video go viral of me, you know, like, I want you to shoot me in the chest holding a fucking book and, you know, it'll stop the bullet or whatever. And she kept saying, I'm not going to do it. And supposedly, I can't confirm this. I don't know if you remember reading the article or not, but didn't they claim that he had tested it out first, but it was on a different book or something?
I'll look, but I didn't hear that.
Okay, the one that I remember reading, the thing that I read said that he kept trying to convince his girl to do it, and then tested it out, but on a completely different book, not the same kind of book, and supposedly it worked. So then he took another book and said, "It'll stop the bullet, I promise you," and it fucking didn't. And she claimed she didn't want to do it, but you know, he was like, "Come on, do it," and she was fucking pregnant, and now the father of her child is dead.
Instant gratification. People keep looking for that, and there's no such thing, because we see it every day.
Yeah.
We see it every day on there, and people that are obsessed with, there's a part of me that gets it, because as humans, we love adoration. Mm-hmm. You know, man, Matt, you did a great job. Man, Kev, I appreciate it. Thank you. Annie, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Kevin, we love that because it's innately in us, like even as a kid. You know, when I got good grades and she would say, "Job well done," it made me feel great.
Of course,
but
yeah,
these
yeah.
people are taking it to a level that,
whole next level.
You know, the girl.
It's like they're taking it to how many views, how many likes can I get? You know, on Instagram,
That ain't real life.
how many likes can I get? On Facebook, how many views, how many likes, how many shares can I get? It's all a numbers game all of a sudden now. Like, ooh,
Right.
you know, because remember there was a period I mean, I don't think this has been a thing for a while, but there was a period where on Facebook specifically, oh, you know, I have cancer, but if I get over 1,000 likes on this, you know, God loves me, you know, like stupid shit like that. Or if I get, my mom says that if I get 10,000 likes on this video, you know, she'll get me a new iPhone or stupid shit like that, just to get people to like. And then now it's like, okay, viral videos and all this stuff. That's like the new thing. Did you find the article?
I did. So he did show our previous book that the bullet
Allegedly.
that stopped a bullet. I didn't realize they used a goddamn Desert Eagle. They used a 50 cal.
Yeah, they use a Desert Eagle. They're fucking stupid.
There's no book that was going to stop that Desert Eagle.
I know that firsthand. You know, I shoot, and
I've shot a Desert Eagle before. That thing's fucking...
Yeah, it's no joke.
Yeah.
But way back in the day, I may have, you know, accidentally discharged one at a range.
Oh my God.
And it dented the steel shelf. Like, my buddy handed me one that was still loaded, and as I grabbed it, I accidentally discharged it. The hammer was already cocked back.
Oh my God.
It was downrange, but it totally hit the shelf as it went downrange. Mm-hmm. It dented the steel shelf. What makes you think at point blank range a book is going to stop that?
Watching cartoons. Motherfucker thought Bugs Bunny.
I want to know
happened when Bugs Bunny did it. Shit.
Seriously, how the fuck were they able to even like?
You know what?
Anyways?
And it goes back to what you said. The likes. People are not thinking about the repercussions. They're only thinking if we do.
I want to be famous.
We're gonna blow up.
Famous.
It's like robbing a bank. They're thinking about the money. They're not thinking about getting shot by or tasered by the door. The guy at the door leaving out and getting 25 to life. That's what my boy used to tell me. If you can't do the 25 years, don't rob the bank. Because if you're just thinking of the money, the flip side is the 25 years. That's why you see these pussies in court crying when the shit really hits the fan.
Yeah.
25 years, mama. No, you wasn't calling mama when your ass was in there with that little old granddaddy 22 rifle trying to rob the bank, but that's it. So when they're getting these videos and running down the aisle in Walmart, sliding with no clothes on, and the shower and the freaking dishwashing liquid and stuff, they just want somebody to like them. And it's stupid.
And they just want someone to pay attention to.
And it's like, in the case of this couple, it's like, oh, you wanted to be famous? Well, guess what? Now you're famous for killing your fucking man in front of fucking, on a video.
Can we start a GoFundMe to pay for her abortion? It's dead serious. Those genetics don't need to be passed on.
Hell no.
Seriously?
That's
Seriously.
real talk.
A lot of people already made that joke, too. They were like...
Oh, goddamn. Now I'm going to be...
I mean, no. That joke specifically, that's the first time I've heard it, and that's brilliant. But I'm saying the part about how they shouldn't breed is the joke that was going on. Like, fucking, I think Andy Sandemus was the... That's how I found out about the article. She had posted it on Facebook, and then she posted in the comments, she's like, these people should not be having children.
Nope,
like,
there should be laws. The idiots that men and women should get permanent chastity belts on them with locks on them and just, no, you're not reproducing. Sorry. Just one of you is good enough.
And she's going to go to jail, too, isn't she?
She's facing 10 years.
Yeah. So
but that's the problem. She could still get out and have another kid.
Yeah.
And she probably will. Let's get a GoFundMe page for that. The odds of her having another one. And them repeating what happened 20 years from now.
Ugh.
Everyone was saying, oh, it was premeditated and all this shit. I'm like, no, they're just stupid.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the theories. I'm like, no, after I read everything about it, I was like, no, it's not premeditated. They're fucking stupid.
Though, what would make for a good, like, drama plot line? Like
Plot twist?
Well, no, movie-wise, like, she gets out of prison, kids, been in foster care or whatever, and then the kid decides to take revenge on her for killing her father and ruining her life.
Oh, my God.
That'd be dope.
And once again,
write the script. Come on, write the
2.
script. Let's direct it.
Once again, I throw out good ideas on the podcast free of charge for other people to steal. I do this shit all the time. Like, oh, that'd be a good idea.
I'll play the mom that goes to jail.
And then you wind up saying your shit. And you'd be like, I said that.
Yeah, I really gotta. That's one Midwest mentality I haven't broke myself of is freely sharing ideas at times. Because people steal that shit, and you're 100%
Well,
right
he
about
was
that.
just saying that too, like with the jokes thing. Like, he's trying to hold back, which is smart, on certain jokes because, forbid like another, someone that's a bigger name, he takes that joke and then steals it, and then it's like, fuck.
And those are the lazy ones. Those are the ones that don't want to work. They love the fame aspect of it, but they don't want to work. And that's what I learned, like, from rocking with Darnell. And I would go see it, and I would see these people, and you have to sit there, and if you pay your money and you sit there and you hear him say the same joke verbatim, the same shtick, that's a disservice. That really is. Like, you know, now, granted, if he's doing it in a different city and you went to see him, that's different. But if you're in the same city a year later still saying the same raggedy-ass material, like, ugh. But, you know, that's and I get it and I understand because thievery and theft is all over the place. You know, I mean, you see something, you may, sometimes inadvertently, it may not even be you stealing. It just may you be inspired by what Matt said, and you may go, I don't want to do it exactly how Matt said it. I'm going to go this way or whatever. But you started the wheels churning.
Like, oh, this sounds awfully familiar, but different.
Get your own ideas.
Well, that's how we end up with movies like Deep Impact and Armageddon happening at the same time.
And that's not by happenstance. And now they're rushing
Or
to get them out
Girls
real
Trip
quick.
and that other fucking, I'm just kidding.
Rough
Anyways.
Night.
Right.
Same shit.
So fucked up.
Yeah, so, you know, it's we have to beat people to the punch. You know, and it's crazy. I've learned to just sit on shit. You know, and it's crazy because it's like I would have just said, you'd be like,
keep
hey,
your
Kevin,
mouth
so
shut.
how you doing?
Make
Guess
sure
what I got going on? Oh, my goodness, I got to do so. You'd be like, oh, shit, okay. But, yeah, it's like self-control. I really have to scale back on that because, you know, you get up there, and I've seen it. I've seen, like, some stuff that I've said, and I see people get up there and they say it, and it's nothing that you can do because this guy's been out 5 or 6 or 7 years longer than you. What are you going to do? You know, you can't copyright your jokes. The only way you can do that is if they see you perform it first, and that's your copyright.
Oh, I was going to ask that next because I know you can copyright certain phrases
like, scripts and stuff and phrases, but,
and
you
stuff
know,
like that.
I'll
but
be so fucking broke. Everything I say, like, okay. You know, like, man, let me borrow $2 so I can catchphrase this hashtag cheese. You know, it's expensive. You know, so. The same thing with Amy Schumer. They tried to say that she was stealing jokes or whatever. And, you know, I don't think she did. You know, she didn't get to where she is by, you know, stealing jokes because you would pull up footage and see it. And that's the thing I love about social media or YouTube.
or technology now. Like, wait a minute, let me pull up this video from like 2008.
Yeah.
Well, and with the Schumer thing, she wasn't writing all her own material. So some of her writers may have borrowed or something like that, and she may have been
influenced from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with having a writing staff. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily know where all your materials come from.
Oh, you don't say, like what happened with Melania and her speech. Yeah, okay, anyways. Not to take it that way, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, let's take it that way. That shit was fucking plagiarism at its finest.
Because have you seen the video where they put Melania next to side by side and they play it, and I'm like, oh my God.
Goodness. Yes, look, that's the same thing I said.
I was like,
Crazy.
what the fuck?
But that's the thing I love about social media and that now because you get called on your shit.
But the funny part is, did they not think that they wouldn't be called out on that shit? Or do they think that, like, did the writers think no one will notice? You know what I mean? Yes, bitch, here's a video from, like, how many years ago? You know what I'm saying?
They probably didn't. It's just ignorance. Nobody is doing, like, the work again. I keeps tying back into that. You know, we grew up in an era where journalists fact-checked. You know, we were in school before. You remember your teacher
I went to school for journalism.
Cite your sources.
I went to school for journalism, and I'm constantly fact-checking even to this day.
Because you don't want to look stupid.
I remember teachers telling me in high school, you cannot research on the internet because it's only opinion. Nothing you get off the internet is fact. Shows my age. That we will not accept the internet as sources. You need to go to a dictionary. You need to go to
real talk.
An actual
Well, you
book.
can't really rely on the internet anyways because, you know, a lot of people like to get their facts from Wikipedia. I'm like, Wikipedia is not always fucking 100%.
It's not true. And before that was out,
you got to dig deeper. You got to dig deeper.
I was in college. There was no Wikipedia. There was no internet. And even the internet that it was Netscape.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
I was using AOL, man. Dial-up.
Yeah, no,
30 minutes.
Yep.
But I'm right there with you. But I remember when, like, the idea of Googling something and calling it a fact to win a bar bet didn't exist.
Didn't. You know, and I had to go to the library and the Dewey Decimal System and all of that and had to look through and find and, you know, and cite and all of that. And they don't do that now because it's about who can break the story first, even if it's not real, you know, and that's the sad part, you know. So, again, just the integrity of work is not put out there.
Well, that's the sad part too with like Facebook more specifically is that people are always they don't think to like to fact check, right? Even though, you can still use the internet for certain things, right? People will post articles and I'm like, this is a fake article, right? Like, like you look like an idiot.
Oh, I got into it with a lot of my friends on Facebook. Anytime someone would post a meme that was supposed to be fact, I'd be like, cite your sources. No, cite your goddamn sources. I want to know where you got this information. Memes are not fucking facts.
Yeah, it's
Everyone
sad.
thinks a meme is a fact.
Yes, and it's not.
Just because I can put 5 words in a bubble with a picture does not make it a fact.
Although it is really funny if we go back to the whole Melania thing. She became the funniest meme after that because people started making pictures with Melania and then quoting like Lincoln and quoting like all these famous quotes and saying,
nothing to fear but fear
Melania, because
itself."
of what happened. Yeah. Because of what happened. And they're like, hey, look.
And that's so crazy because that's the tipping point of how things have gotten. Like on that level, it's disastrous. Like to know that you're saying something up there and then to go back and know she said what, and I know that Trump was probably furious. I would have just loved to be in the room when he knew that she sat up there and said that. How did he not?
Well, no. He was only upset that she got caught.
Because he didn't even fire the writer. He's like, we're not going to fire the writer,
That's a good voice. I love it.
Speaking of which, he just claimed Obamacare has existed for 17 years.
Oh, his math is off. He is such an idiot, dude. He is. I saw that. I was like, this guy is retarded.
No, it's not. I don't feel that he's retarded. I feel it's just willful deception.
So you don't think he's stupid? He is stupid, but you think that like
shit like this is willful deception, and that he's just exaggerating to make his point even bigger.
So he also must think that people are stupid and are going to believe him, right?
Well, they have been.
Well, no, I know that already, but I'm going with the point that you're making and the fact that
I think he's an idiot. I can say that he's an idiot to the point where he didn't know. I just honestly believe, and the arrogance behind it,
because there was another instance where he like said something and it was like not correct, and people were like, "What the fuck?" I think.
There's been so many. A lot of the media sources are just
Frederick Douglass. He thought Frederick Douglass was still a fucking liar.
Yeah, he did.
So I don't have to say shit else about that. That shit alone, like really, but and he continues and he gets the passes for being incompetent, and that's it. So.
Sadly, a reflection of modern America.
The change, the shift. So that's why it's important to get an education so you can survive.
Yeah.
Because the scary part is it's a group of motherfuckers that just are waiting to be spoon fed. I don't want to be in that group. That scary group,
I know.
Have me fucking saying the same speech. When I win the Oscar and shit, it'd be like, my word is my bond. And I keep it. Somebody said that. Oh, shit. Good night. Thank you.
But what's crazy to me is we do have a whole generation of people that are adults now that have never known what it's like to not research something on the internet.
That's true.
Say that again.
We have a whole generation that are currently adults that have never known what it's like not to research something on the internet.
That's scary in itself.
It is. And what's scary, even scarier is if we make it to being old and enfeebled, these are the people that will be taking care of us. Dying young.
That's when I'm going to grab that book and be like, Annie, shoot me in the chest with that 9 Hit me. I ain't going to be around here.
Are you sure? Yes. I don't know if this is a good idea.
Yeah, it's better than the shit that's going on here. Hit me. It's scary. Sometimes you just have to jump off that cliff like later for this shit.
Oh, my God.
They ain't going to be pushing me in the fucking middle of the street in my wheelchair like, hey, old man, we've never read before. I don't know what this means, but we're going to push you. Fuck that. I don't want to live in a world like that. That's crazy.
That world already exists. Hell, I saw an article. There's a bunch of teenagers that are being tried for live streaming a disabled man drowning.
And now they're going to be charged.
Yeah, they're being charged. They live streamed a disabled man drowning, and they're mocking him as he was drowning.
That's fucked up, man.
It is. That's why I joked on stage about that. Like, that's my biggest fear, to get my ass beat on social media and nobody helps me. It's like you sit there for 20 minutes and record me getting my ass beat saying world star, but you don't jump in and intervene. Like, what happened to that? Like, hey, are you all right? Nah, it's just, you can forget about it. That's why.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then the person who filmed it would be bragging that they filmed it. That's their 5 minutes of fame.
Mm-hmm. Same thing in Chicago when they kidnapped that guy and I don't know if you ever remember the story. They fucking kidnapped this guy and they scalped him. They cut with a fucking knife some of his hair out of his scalp. I said, throw all them motherfuckers up under the jail. Like, that shit is crazy because, again, the likes. They weren't thinking that they were self-incriminating.
And then there's people that are like, I feel like everybody, instead of helping, they're like, well, if I film this will like go viral, this will be whatever. Like, you know, you hear people fucking filming someone getting raped. You know, not to make it go on a darker path here, but, you know, we're talking about people drowning and people getting scalped. I'm like, yeah, let's just throw rape in there too, you know? Yeah. She filmed her friend getting raped. Ooh, fuck, dude.
It's not dark, it's reality, but it's crazy. Like, you would rather post that and get credit for posting it versus realizing that you had an opportunity to intervene.
But not only that, what bothers me the most about this is the fact that those people that are filming, what is going through their heads that makes them think that what they're doing is okay? Like, what makes them think that, like, oh, I'm never going to get in trouble for this. I'm not going to go to jail for this. Like, oh, haha, this is funny. Let me just fucking film this shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That you can't think straight to understand that this is wrong.
Well, on top of that, what's wrong with you that, hey, a man's drowning. Yeah, it's more important for us to get our laughs than try to save him.
That's my point. Yeah, like,
I mean, damn the consequences to the people filming him. That's another life that is being snuffed out by you doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's my point. It's like, what goes through their heads that they think that it's okay? Like, oh.
I think, you know, people need to apply for social media.
It just shows
take
how
a test to see if you're capable to have social media.
It just shows that, like, there's some people in this world that are just like fucking fucked up, man.
It really is. Like, I like it on one hand because it shows you how fucked up people are, but then there needs to be restrictions. Like,
it makes you look at it like, people like this exist. Like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like,
it blows my mind. Like, sometimes it's a guilty pleasure. Like, I'll go in there and I'm like, I can't watch it because I already know, like, World Star, if you're going to see some crazy shit, because it's just too much because of my mind and how I know how I think, but to see how other people think. But it's necessary so that I'm not moving around with my eyes wide shut to see actually what's going on out there. But sometimes this shit is too much. It's like, you know, I think you should have to, like a job, apply for Instagram and Facebook and see if you have an IQ test. And if they can't think straight, you know, because the shit that they post. The girl driving and killed her sister.
That's a new one that just happened, right? I didn't actually get to fully
read. She's pulling on her sister's arm like, you know, I know that's fucked up, y'all. I didn't kill my sister. And you look at her sister, her head is split half.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're on her way to her quinceañera.
14 years old, killed her sister.
Yeah.
She's after the accident. She's not devastated that she killed her sister. She's like, oh shit, y'all. You know, I didn't kill my sister. And then she's talking to her sister. Her sister's dead, but she's talking to her, pulling on her arm and showing pictures of her. I'm just like,
shouldn't you be calling 911?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? What made you think, like, let me just get on my phone and stream this real quick?
And what's fucked up is I have some friends that have definitely been like, Facebook should censor that shit. No one needs to see that. I'm like, no. That shit needs to stay uncensored because you're providing evidence for law enforcement to do their jobs. Like the guy who in Minnesota who unfortunately shot that old man and live streamed it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been able to solve that as quickly.
Yeah, they caught him. Wasn't he going to McDonald's or some shit?
Yeah, he was in
going
McDonald's driveway getting some nuggets.
And they kept stalling on getting his food.
He like, where the fuck is my nuggets? And they like, 1 second, sir. That was smart.
And he didn't even figure it out that, like,
that you're famous.
Yeah.
His dumb ass. I'm glad they got him though. He had to blast himself.
Yeah. That guy. It's tragic what he did. Though what's really messed up is that old man was a pedophile. His girlfriend that was talking on camera was something like 30-something years younger than him, and they'd been together since she was a teenager.
Wait, the guy who killed the old man or the old man?
The old man.
That he asked, say this girl's name?
No, his girl, when she was on camera, she was like in her 30s, and they had been together since she was a teenager.
We had figured it out that like, oh, she was like a teenager when they were together.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, the news media like made that point. I just went, math. Wait a minute.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show. We actually talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, wait a minute. That means that if she's this age and they've been together since this time, then that means that she was a teenager when they were together.
And he was in his 30s.
And he was like more than twice her age.
Yeah.
So.
But he didn't deserve to die. He stayed with her. They had kids. I mean, I don't know. It's really fucked up.
Yeah.
The whole situation's really fucked up.
You just shed more light. Chickens came home to roost on his ass. That's what that shit was.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what that was. That's repercussions.
Well,
know that shit.
That means he fucked her up like coming and going. Fucked her up as a kid, had kids with her, and then he fucked her up by dying on her.
I mean, I'm not trying to like assume the relationship, but you know,
No.
sometimes when because people are like, oh, well, why did she like it? Let's say for example that he was a pedophile and he like, you know, manipulated her or whatever. People might want to argue that like, oh, well, why did she stay with him for all these years if he did that to her? But you know, like in real in situations that I've read about people that this kind of thing has happened to.
Oh, Kelly.
They'll fucking they'll no, like it's like a mind fuck, and then they feel like they're like trapped or whatever. And you know, I'm not saying that's what happened with her, but anything's possible.
Yeah, that's what I said. Looking at this R. Kelly shit, he got girls staying with him and that fucking cult shit.
Oh, shit.
Fucking Pied Piper. It makes sense now. He's playing them fucking tunes and keeping the mice in check.
Did you see that? The Pied Piper where they list R. Kelly?
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? Oh my God. Wolf Hudson, who was a good friend of ours who was on the show recently, he sent me a text message like 2 days ago or something. And it was a screenshot of actually a Wikipedia page, which is kind of funny. Look at this. It says Pied Piper. And then it says, also known as the Pan Piper R. Kelly.
See?
That's why I thought you knew that. That's why I was like, that's funny because I got this thing and that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The Pied
and,
Piper.
You know, it's that same shit. You know, I don't give a fuck what nobody tell me. Like, you know, he makes great music, but he's a fucking pedophile. You know, and it started with Aaliyah. You know,
Yeah,
and he was.
may she rest in peace.
Yeah, you know, and you can fact check that shit. I ain't saying shit that people don't know.
She put out a song called "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number," written by him.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
And doctored her birth certificate to get secretly married. She was 15 when
I
they
remember
got
that.
married.
I think I remember that.
You know,
actually.
just so is it far-fetched to believe now, you know, you get people that are not teenagers, but he's found a way to work his niche. I can't get teenagers no more, so a nigga don't want to go to jail. So, you know, I'm going to wait till you legal, right? All right, okay, now I'm going to get you 18. But that's it. You know, buy some shoes for him and purses, let him sit front row at a concert. Same thing. It's sick because he's fucking their mind up, like you said.
And all these young girls that are like fangirls and oh my God, and then they fall for it right away.
You can go home if you want to, but you know Becky over here waiting. You know, so it's a competition thing. So now she's
That's
fucking
true
her
too,
mind,
because girls
so she
are
don't wanna lose her
always
spot. The caddy shit. So now, you know, I want to be your main
No,
bitch.
I want to be the one.
I don't want to be the
No,
bottom
let
bitch.
me
You know, I ain't
come
going
over.
nowhere. I'm staying.
You know that's how it does. That's how it goes too.
Yep.
Wait, what? No, fuck Becky. I'm gonna be the one.
Sleepy. Nah, bitch, you sleepy. You go to sleep. I'm staying up. Play it again, Kels. Yeah, that nigga is using this music to motherfucking pipe their ass. Yeah. And that's it. You think about it. Again, instant gratification. They're sitting with a celebrity. He has money.
And that's the thing,
He's
too.
Fame and all of that. And he's fucking their head up.
It'd be one thing if it was just like some dude, right? Some dude that's older or whatever, preying on young girls. And although that does happen too, you know, manipulation of many ways, but it kind of is like a one up on that with him because he's R. Kelly, right? And he's a celebrity, whatever. And then young girls are like, oh my God, R. Kelly just.
Yeah. And that's we talk about the fame. You know, he's the one saying, I got my SAG card. You know that, right? You got
Roll
your
up on
SAG card?
that should be like the new pickup line.
Yes, I got my SAG card.
So
Sit
hey
on my knee.
girl,
Yep.
you know what I got? SAG card.
I'm in the union, girl.
Yeah.
And then like all these young girls, wait, what's that?
I got benefits. That's what that means. I got benefits. You like benefits? He taking care of me, daddy. He bought me some red bottoms. Stupid shit. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So what you do with your platform, is very important.
Yeah.
You can misuse it or you can use it for something. And you see with that old man.
Yeah.
Your platform is whatever. His mental. He was older than her, so he manipulated and used her and all of that. At the end of the day, that's a one-up to fuck somebody because you have more experience, so you're using that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my music. I'm gonna use my fame. And that's how I'm gonna draw you in.
Money.
Jim Jones, your ass, bitch. Drink this tea, baby. It's crazy, and so that's what's happening, and again, social media, people are so visually drawn into shit, and just the dumbest shit ever to me is putting money to your ass. Oh my goodness, I don't get that. But, because we're so show you what I got, and where I'm from, you get fucking robbed for that shit.
Damn right. Damn right.
I ain't showing you shit what you got, man. I'm broke. You just known shit. It just blows my mind, and then these people out here in Hollywood, I see it all the time. They get robbed. And I'm like, you're stupid. Don't you realize that somebody probably flew here from another town just waiting for you? Just showing, it just, discretion is gone.
Yeah.
Because we want attention. This is my crib. This is my jewelry. This is my money, all day long. Let me burn this $100 bill.
You found who this.
Yep, that's what I think. That's what Instagram and Twitter should do. When you do stupid shit, block you or freeze you or shut your account down. As soon as you do nigga shit.
Sometimes I'm like, hey, someone needs to take your phone away from you.
Yep, as soon as you see somebody recording somebody getting ass beat, freeze. You on timeout. Learn to use your shit wisely. Use it for what it is. Anytime that's what it should be. That's dope in itself. Oh, hell yeah. Freeze that bitch. Suspend her. She ain't doing shit. What type of toilet paper? Charmin or... Oh, my goodness. And I just be like, oh, no, please don't do this. But it's what it is.
Sadly, the world we live in.
I know. It's like, I feel like social media is just a circus now because
it is.
Combination of people like, over exaggerating the way their lives really are, or people from that to people airing their dirty laundry out, all the young ones that like to air their dirty laundry. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like 1 minute on Facebook, oh, I love him. And the next minute, fuck this motherfucker, he's a piece of shit. And then the next minute, I love him. Like, didn't like something happen yesterday or something? What the fuck?
Yeah.
What blows my mind is when people do that with their professional accounts.
Yeah, that's pathetic. But that's really what happens, though. You know what I'm talking about. Where, a lot of girls will be like, fuck him, he's a lying, cheating piece of shit. He cheated on me with a tranny-looking fucking bitch, da-da-da. And then we'll, post pictures of the bitch who's like, why would you want to admit to people that he cheated down on you? Like, I wouldn't want people knowing that if that was me, you know what I mean? But then 2 days later, oh, I'm so in love with my boyfriend. Like, wasn't he just cheating on you with some mannish-looking fucking chick? Like, what the fuck? Shit, you not. And I'm like, those are the people where I'm like, I have to unfollow you. I can't. I can't.
No.
Used to be a time, even like our people that we looked up to or whatever, I didn't know anything about them. Just to go back, we didn't have that era where you knew where Michael Jackson or Madonna or Humphrey Bogart or Marilyn Monroe, unless they came out and made an appearance. They weren't in front of the camera saying they were at the grocery store or something. So
that's true.
It was a treat when you saw them doing everyday people shit because they didn't do it for the attention or whatever.
Yeah.
But versus now that it almost is. You become desensitized.
It is
because
that's
everybody
true,
is out there trying to one up each other and keep upping the stakes in the ante. Because all of my people, I used to be like, oh, what it would be like to know. I wonder if Janet Jackson actually likes broccoli like me, or
oh my god,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or
you
shit
see,
like that.
someone sees their favorite artist posting a picture of them eating, at one of their favorite restaurants. Oh my god, I didn't know that she liked fucking vegan food.
That shouldn't even be news. I'm fucking on Ventura, going to the cleaners, and the dudes jump out of a truck into a Prius. And I'm thinking, they finna shoot somebody. It's paparazzi. And I'm like, All of you doing is you going to take pictures of somebody eating. That's not news. That's just, to me, like that shit.
You want to
right
talk?
there.
Okay, I have a funny story that reminded me of like someone whipping out cameras and shit. Years ago, I was walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and this dude was wearing a big ass trench coat, like leaning up against a pole or whatever. And I walked past him, and he's like, "Miss Cruz," and I'm like, I thought he was a fan. You know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, I was like, "Yes," and he's like, "Can I ask you a couple of questions real quick?" And I was like, "Sure." And I shit you not. As soon as I said yes, he opens up his trench coat and pulls out a camera. And this is years ago where the cameras were a little bit bigger. And it was during the time, whatever year that was, that Tiger Woods, they found out that Tiger Woods was fucking all those chicks.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to talk to me about. So he whips out this camera. So how do you feel about Tiger? And I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, you know what I mean? But it would just cracked me up is how, because, it was for TMZ. I should have specified that. TMZ, they're like, back then, they were always like kind of just walking around on the prowl on Hollywood Boulevard, for fuck's sake. And I happened to be out one night, and this dude's wearing a fucking trench coat, chilling on the fucking street corner.
Just posted up.
And just waiting for something to happen. And then I walk past him. He's like, "Miss Cruz." And I'm like, "Yes." Like, you know what I mean? And he's like, "Can I ask
This is your life. That would have been funny as hell.
And he was just like, "Can I ask you a question?" I thought he was just going to ask me like, a fucking question, like right here with that. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, ask me." And he just opens up his coat, pulls out the camera, and he's like, "So, Tiger Woods." And I'm like, "Really, dude? Really?" That's just what it reminded me of when you said the dudes jumping out of that he jumped out of anywhere, but people wanting to want stuff, but that's like nothing. I wanted to mention this though. We also, with technology and social media and all this shit, we also live in an age where when people go out, to like go on dates or whatever, you pick someone up. We live in a time, and I'm not just talking, this is like beyond like Tinder and all that kind of, I'm talking about in person, right? Mm-hmm. We live in an age where when people want to like keep in contact with people, instead of asking for a phone number like a normal human being, "Hey, you should follow me." You know what I mean? Like, "Hey, you on Instagram? You should follow me." Shit, you not. Like, that's how this world is now.
I don't do that shit, mostly because I don't want to expose some girl I'm trying to date to my social media presence right off the bat.
Right. But in my experience, that's what fucking happens
in my
a lot.
experience, that's how
dudes will straight up just be like, yeah. So like, do you got Instagram? You follow me?
That's the way the chick hit on me. She was like, "What's your Snap?" I'm like,
yeah. Oh, it's funny if they ask for your Snap, they're trying to like
yes,
naughty shit.
And I'm like, damn, I'm getting old. It was just shit, like here's my number and all that shit. That's me, and I'm not gonna change that shit, because that's old school. I'm
right.
Phone numbers or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't give me no fucking handle. Don't, I can I understand.
Yeah.
But if you saying you feeling me or you digging me and you saying what's my Snap?
See, and that's
like that's your way of saying that's how we're gonna communicate through an app.
Yeah, 10 seconds at a time.
I'm cool.
And that's what's funny too, because so it's usually the guys that are like, "Oh yeah, you on Instagram? We should follow each other, whatever." With girls, I tried to get this girl's phone number once, and I was like, "Yeah, so like, you should give me your phone number or take mine." I actually think I offered her to take mine, so she didn't feel like I was trying to stalk her, whatever. And she legit fucking says to me, "I'll give you my Facebook." The fuck am I gonna do with your Facebook?
But she did you a favor.
What am I gonna do with your Facebook, dude?
That's crazy. Like, I have to wait for you to respond, post some shit. "Hey, nice seeing you last night." 4 days later, like, "Hey, yeah, oh, okay." So fuck that.
Fuck that. And I'd much rather you have my phone number than my Facebook.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I going to do with that? Like, literally, I was like, the fuck am I going to do with your Facebook?
If you're into me, if you're not into me, where it is right there. If you say immediately when she was like, "Snap," I was like, "I don't deal with social media." And
you're
kept
like,
it
"Bye."
pushing. And she was like, "But what?" I was like, "No, I'm cool. Fuck that. So you going to ask me for a handle?"
Oh, maybe she had a boyfriend and she was like, because you know how, okay,
Yeah.
you know what I'm noticing? Whenever people only communicate with Snap specifically, is because the messages disappear and nobody can see it. So usually when someone's like, "No, but well, just send me a message on Snap instead of my phone number," I'm like, "But why though?"
That's that get smart shit. And it's 10 seconds,
Evidence.
this message will self-destruct.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you get some angry boyfriend trying to come after you. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I saw you. What's up, homie? You on Snapchat with my girl?
I actually had a chick hit me up on Snapchat and was like, "This is his wife," and I'm like, I didn't know he was married, and it's not like I've ever met the dude because I didn't. He like got my Snapchat from social media, and I'm like, I don't know your husband, like, and obviously
She's going off, "We have a family."
She's like, "I'm his wife," and I'm like, she legit said that to me. She's like, "I'm his wife," and I'm like, I didn't know he was married, and I've never met your husband, so
Like,
if
I
that's
don't
any
even know Ray
consolation.
Ray.
Seriously, dude. Seriously.
It's different. It's different.
So fucked
I'm
up.
still trying to learn how to use this stuff, though. I really am. I've never done the chicken tenders and stuff like that. You know, I mean, I'm trying to say, like, man, I want to be so up to speed, but it's a lot of shit I just don't want to even get into because I already know the people that's around us. So I'm just like, I'm cool. Like, I don't want you swiping on me. Like, I'd rather, like, in person, you know, that old authentic thing. Like, I can look and be like, oh, she ain't feeling me. It's whatever, you know. Damn, bro. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, and that's the problem.
That kind of shit.
That's the problem with texting, too. Shit. To accurately gauge how someone's feeling you, like, especially when you're first getting to know them, so much shit gets misconstrued.
Through a text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
You say one thing, you put an emoji, be like, oh, so you don't like vegetables? No, motherfucker, I was saying I was trying to fuck. Now you done fucked it up. You trying to bring it back in? Nah, girl, I knew that was an eggplant on hashtag. I got you. It's just different. 'Cause, again, it's impersonal. You don't know what they're feeling. They're using the emojis and the punctuations, but you don't know how to follow that because you can't interpret that.
Yeah.
You see words and shit like that, and you be like, man, fuck her. And she says she want to fuck, but you don't know. Now you done blew
There's
it.
no body language. There's no facial expressions.
No. So it's tough, you know, or just a regular text like, you know, you could say, yeah, I had a good time until, the waiter came, LOL. Oh, you laughing at me because I ordered salad? You know, you take it somewhere that didn't even, no, I wasn't saying that about the salad. Now whatever then. I like vegetables. You know, that's texting. So I find myself, I try to stay as true as to who I am, but I want to be abreast of everything, but I don't want to get into some of that stuff. It's just what it is. Sometimes you just have to tap out.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's for the little young youngsters. That's what it is. You know, if you got to swipe on my page, I get it, but that ain't me. You know, I'm old fashioned. You know, hey, you know, I'm cool. I think you could be my friend. Good. What happened? She told me she could be my friend. Now I know exactly how she feel about me. I didn't have to wait for her to post it. I didn't have to wait for a DM. You know. I don't know, Matt. Does she like me? How long has it been? 24 hours. I don't know, man. What should I do? Should I call her, Matt? What?
Oh, all those bullshit games.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
But people make money off of it. It's what it is, and I get it. Like I think one time I tried to do Plenty of Fish, but that shit was a nightmare. Oh my fucking goodness! She was putting pictures up that fucking wasn't her. It was just like 15 years ago.
Oh, like pictures from.
Oh my goodness! Her breast was in her knees, and I was just like, and it's not but it's like she misrepresented.
Yeah.
You know?
False advertising. False advertising.
And that was it. I deleted my account. I was literally on Plenty of Fish, true story, for 2 weeks and met her and we hooked up. I've never got rid of somebody so fast, man. Oh my goodness. It was so crazy. Oh my goodness. But yeah, and it's just, and what I got from that for me was like, this isn't the authentic, this is not me. You know what I mean? Because she came to my place of business or whatever, and she came and we went and had lunch, and then, we freaking like 2 days later went out and had dinner or whatever, and then we hooked up. She came back to my place, but it was just so fucking awkward because I was like, oh, like she, but that's my thing because they put their best foot forward on the picture.
Yeah.
A picture like that's your high school picture. You fucking 48 now. Don't put that picture up. You know what I mean? And she unbuttoned her bra and her shit hit her knee. I was like, oh.
See, you fucked up. You got to go back to their place.
Yeah, because then you can just leave.
But she was pretty. The face was dope. It was the body that was prunish. You know what I mean? And it's and everybody. Hey, and that's
we've
the
all
thing.
been there. We've all been there.
Yeah, and I've even been in places where I've dug females and they looked at me and they was like, "Nah, I'm cool." And it's just what it is. I've been on both sides of it, but that's the thing that I love the most because it's organic, like in front of you, like the pictures and stuff. They're misleading. But anyway, that's why I don't jump into it because it's just different. So I stick to my guns. I meet you out at Trader Joe's or some shit, Whole
Hell
Foods,
yeah.
You hollering at girls at Trader Joe's?
Hell yeah. What you getting, organic or you getting some arugula?
Oh, he knows what's up.
Yeah. That kind of shit.
I used to work as a dating coach, and I would take some of my clients to Trader Joe's and have them do some day game.
Hell yeah. I like that environment versus impersonal swiping on me. At least we're in a store. I can look. Because with body language, you can't lie. Sometimes, if you really look, a person can tell you with body language if they feeling you or not.
True.
Really
That's very true. That's very true.
Or you can tell if they, like or whatever. If they're lying, if they're, you can, and I like that.
If they start fiddling with their hair and they don't realize it.
Yeah, I like that.
Talking to them, then they're like,
Or there's the touch.
Yeah,
like,
touches are very seductive.
Touch is key, and that's for both men and women because I used to always teach men as a dating coach, like the significance of touch is very, very, very crucial because even if, and when I say touch, for those that are listening and haven't heard me talk about this before, I don't mean, over sexualizing anything, right? Like it's just something as simple as like a fucking light tap, a high five,
whatever. Yeah.
Was touching the small of her back as you're leading her out, the door of the restaurant or whatever. And I always tell women, because I feel like when I worked as a dating coach, I only coached men primarily. And lately I've been kind of helping women. And because a lot of women are like, how do I send the right signals? Because some women they feel like they're not sending the right signals. And I incorporate that in my personal life as well. Whenever I would go on a first date with a guy, I wanted him to know that I was into him. And if I didn't want to be too forward, because I can be, if you ask this guy, I'm very forward. So sometimes I got to kind of take a step back and be like, I don't want to go too crazy. But I incorporate, touch, physical touch so that that they know, like subconsciously, that like, oh, she's digging me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And the flip side of that is depending on where I am mentally. I had a female actually I had a woman say this to me. She said, do you even know when a woman is flirting with you, Kevin? Saying this to me, like, Kevin, do you know when someone is... But she was telling me that but my antennas weren't up. Like, I was just mentally somewhere else.
So it just kind of went over your head.
It went over my head. Like, she did everything. Marching band, dun, 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 hey.
Holding a sign up, like, hey,
and
I like you.
I missed everything. But, that part, so that's tricky in itself, too, because you could be somewhere mentally at the time and miss it.
Happens to the best
tough.
of us.
Yeah.
And she was basically like, dude, I was... The flute, and whistling Dixie, but it's crazy, and on both sides. So, but I love that because that's organic. I keep saying that word, but whether you're eating it or you're in the moment of it, like that's a great place to be because that's where the magic happens.
Yeah,
on stage and life and all. Like with these apps and shit. It's just give me the real person.
Yeah,
like that's amazing. Like what we're doing right now, imagine if you were in one room, you were in another room, and I was in, that's whack.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and that's, we used to do call-ins on the old format of the show, and that's why we stopped doing call-ins, because it lost something not having people in person to actually, experience what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
So, but yeah, and so that's why I'm going to rock out forever to the human touch because, regardless if it's intimate or if it's just friends, it's a great thing about, being around people and laughing at the same time at something that you see or enjoying a meal at the same time or getting drunk simultaneously at the same time. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
To the point where you sipped on out. You got to step your game up. But I love it because that's beautiful. And that's, I'm so fucking old school with it, and I'm just, sometimes I used to think like, is it me? And I would ask my boys like, damn, am I getting that old that I'm like losing a step? He'd be like, man, no, it's just what it is now. And that's the things. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to conform. I want to kind of like set the tone for this is how you do things. Like, we know that. As adults right now, posting a video of you doing some ratchet shit, that's not for some fucking likes. That's no.
No.
Like we know, and that's where we have to stick to our guns. And
it's funny. It's funny when you said ratchet because like I've posted ratchet shit before, but it was when I was blackout drunk, and then I wake up the next morning. Oh my god, why did I post that? Delete, and I delete it right away.
But
I'm like, I don't want anybody seeing that shit.
It was something that made you ratchet, but these people be sober. Doing the shit they're doing or whatever. Like, at least we can blame it on the alcohol or the fucking weed and stuff. Oh, my goodness. It's just different. So that's why, you find yourself, moving a little more meticulous and being picky about the environments or whatever because you have to stick to your guns because you don't want society to start dictating to you what euphoria is, and then you become a part of the system. And fuck that. If I got to wait a little longer to have whatever it is, then it's what it is, especially a hot chick, or I don't want to do it through social media. That was my experience with that. That's why I was like, I don't like this, because it was so impersonal. Hey, I like your pics. You look cool. Hey, I like your pics. You're waiting for responses and shit. Hope she like, ugh. I like that rejection right then and there. No, I don't like your stinking ass. All right, have a good day. When inside you're like, fuck you there, bitch. It's the best.
Another thing with the apps, I read an article that said statistically it's harder to hook up on the apps because people feel like they can do better. They're more likely to swipe left on someone that they would definitely hook up with in real life, because they're like, yeah, there's someone hotter. There's someone hotter. There's someone hotter.
You know what's hot? Conversation.
True.
Can't beat that.
True.
A picture can only say so much. But as soon as we start talking, hey, how you doing? I'm good. So sad. What you getting? I'm getting some arugula. Yeah, I'm gonna make some stir fry tonight. Did you know this amino stuff is like soy and it's protein? But that is dope. And you're having a conversation. You can't make that stuff up with an app, because all you have is a picture, bro. What do you think? But
I'd hit it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. So it's a
I had a
combination
girl
of
meet
both.
somebody off of Tinder once, and she said that she literally met him in a public place, because, it was, first time meeting during the day. And she said they sat down for like 10 minutes, and they both knew it wasn't just like one-sided, They both kind of knew, yeah, all right, this is not going to happen.
It's
So
such a
they
bummer.
both just
What
walked
rejection
away.
is that, though? You put on your best cologne and your shit, and you go sit there and you're like, fuck, I done wasted my good panties for this shit.
Oh, that's when I was saying,
You know?
I fucking shaved for this.
Yes! Yes!
God.
Fuck. At least, but if you know the motherfucker, later on it ain't gonna go to waste.
Yeah.
Versus you sitting there, you like, shit, fuck it. Hang
But
it
see,
up,
that just
recycle.
that goes to show too, though, that like looks can only get you so far, because obviously the initial attraction was, okay, I think she's hot. Okay, I think he's hot. Okay, let's meet up. They meet up, and there's just no chemistry there. That they're like,
And that's what
and
they
they both knew it. It wasn't like the guy was like, oh, you're so hot, I'm gonna do it anyways. They both were like,
That's the animal in
there's
us.
nothing here.
I get it, because everybody, the first initial everything is look. What do he look like? What she look like?
Well, yeah,
but after that, the thing that sustains you is the personality. That's why I always say I choose personality over looks, because looks is going to dissipate, but that personality is going to keep you. That's the thing that's sexy, because that person says some shit and that shit'll linger. And their thoughts and opinions and good, bad, or indifferent, that shit to me, like I said that shit on that show. I couldn't pick a person just based on this, because, okay, now I'm attracted to you, but what are your worldviews?
Yeah.
What are your innermost feelings? Like what shows do you like? You like Game of Thrones? Are you a motherfucking bachelorette or bachelor? That'll tell me a lot, because I'm not, and that's the part where personality comes out.
Yeah.
And if you listen to a person, this, they'll tell you everything you need to know about them.
Yeah.
And you said, okay, and I swipe in real life. You don't see me swiping, but in my mind, I'm swiping.
Seriously, no, that's really funny that you say that, because when we were in Comic-Con, Steve, my roommate, we were like at this club looking at the people, and then he was just like, swipe left.
Yes.
Oh, swipe right.
Yes. That's what it is. It's tough. It's a juggle, to find that, but you try to get with the program. I think for me as a comic, I always try to stay relevant, regardless, even if I subscribe to it or not. A lot of shit I don't, but as a comic, it's observational, and that's why I try to make it where everybody can chew on it. But for me personally, there's so much stuff that I'm just like, oh, I'm such a old, helpless romantic, because the things that are necessity, but now pump and dump is so, and I get that part, but sometimes, motherfuckers just want to be held. I mean, of course, with some good chemistry, but yeah, I don't want to be so animalistic that I lose a sense of who I am. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And those apps, it's just a part of like, man.
It becomes an addiction.
And I look at my nieces and nephews, and that's their life. Mm-hmm. That's their life. Like, they don't deal with phone numbers and texts no more. Like, they literally communicate through Snapchat and IG.
That's what boggles my mind, because it's like there's the lack of human touch and an actual human interaction.
Yeah.
Okay, you're interacting on a fucking phone. That's not human interaction. It's like
Not at all. Fuck no.
and that's what boggles my with the millennials, because that's really what it is. The millennials are the
My
ones that are like
nieces and them be like,
heavy
"Uncle
into
Kevin, you
that.
old."
And then when people meet me and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm gonna be 33 this year. Like, do you even know what life is like without fucking cell phones? Because I know what that's like.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's the thing, and they don't know nothing but
They
that.
don't. That's the thing.
And I would date some young tenderonis, and I would have to tell them, sit your phone
Tinderella?
down,
Oh, I always thought that was a strong move on my point. When I'd be out at dinner, like girl would pick up her phone and be like, just put it down. Do one of these, like,
And I would tell her. Like,
I can't stand that shit.
what, dudes that do that or
People, women, because it's usually women that do that. But I've come across men that are like, they're glued to their fucking phone, where they're literally sitting there, and I'm like, is there something what's going on your phone that's so fucking important?
as I said, I'll flat out take it out of the girl's hands
Yeah.
and put it face down on the table.
Yeah, we're having
I've done that
dinner
before
right now.
with a
We're
couple
at
of people,
so-and-so.
yeah.
I'm just like, there's no reason why we're at the movie theater and you should be checking Instagram.
I'm sorry, but that's the worst. Actually, I brought a girlfriend to the theater once with one of my buddies, and the entire time that we were sitting there, she just kept checking her phone, and then just straight up, like, she wasn't even trying to be discreet. You know, some people are like, oh, okay, it's an important
It's an
text.
addiction.
It's an important text. I got to get
Phones
it.
are such
And then
a fucking addiction.
I'm looking over, and then all of a sudden I see her on Instagram, and I'm like, are you really checking? Is the movie that boring to you? You know what I mean? Like, that you're checking fucking, and you
Phones are
can't wait
addictive, and they know
2
that.
fucking hours? Like, Jesus Christ.
Do you hear about the story about the dude who's took a girl to small claims court because she was texting during the movie on their first date?
Wait, I heard something similar to this, but it wasn't that exactly. But go on, continue.
Yeah, like this dude, they went on a Tinder date, they took her to the movies, and she was texting like through the movie. So he left. He's like, fuck this, I'm out. And then hit her up like, hey, I want you to pay me back for that ticket. You're horrible for texting through the fucking movie. She's like, psst, no. He's like, okay, file the small claims court for the price of the tickets. I'm
He's
like,
bitter, but see, he stepped into that world because you know why? He picked her up on Tinder. So when you step into that world, all rules apply.
Did you hear about the porn star that she got arrested for punching her boyfriend after sex because he tried to kick her out because she was on her phone?
yes, I did.
Oh, do
True
tell.
story. This girl, she had sex with her boyfriend, and then she wouldn't get off her fucking phone. So he said, you know what? If you're going to be on your phone, you need to fucking leave. And then she got pissed off at him, so she punched him, and then he called the cops on her, and she got arrested for domestic.
That's lame.
Yeah.
The whole situation's pretty lame.
The whole story was pretty
As the
fucking lame.
world turns, it's crazy.
But that's what our world is all fucking technology, man. It's all technology this, technology
but
that.
again, we know what it's like to not be on the phone.
That's what I always tell the young, like, I've come across like 22, 23-year-olds where I'm like, when I was your age, when I was in high school, I had a Motorola flip phone that you had to pull the antenna up and shit. And but even before that, we had house phones where, like, do you remember back in the day when you wanted to hang out with your friends, and if you weren't home, like, good luck trying to get a hold of me, because if I'm not home, how else are you going to call me?
Oh, this generation, I'm sure I've said this before, but this generation will never know the horror of getting a girl's number and calling her house and having to talk to her parents.
Yeah, because
Trying to get a hold of her.
Is Tracy there? Who this is, you little nigga? How you doing, sir? This is Kevin. She ain't here. Yeah, I've done so many times. His fathers used to scare the hell out of me, but that was a dope ass time. It's just like I have to sit there and get grilled. So where she know you from? I met her, sir, at the mall. What mall? Evergreen Plaza, sir. Well, she can't have no boyfriends. You got a job? No, sir. Bye.
I remember same thing happened to me. My mom she was one that wore the pants, still does, in my parents' marriage. But anyways, so, like, she was kind of like the father figure, basically, even though they're both still married to this day. They just celebrated 34 years yesterday. So, my parents are still married. I remember the boy that I lost, my first boyfriend, the boy that I lost my virginity to. I remember he would always call the house, and we would talk on the phone for like hours, like tying up the phone line, just talking. And one day, after we had been dating for like a couple weeks or whatever, if you even want to call it that, it's high school love, whatever. I remember my mom getting on the phone in the bedroom saying, sweetie, can you please hang up so I can talk to him real quick? And I'm like,
whoa.
Okay. So then I like hung up. I didn't stay on the phone. I was like, whatever. I don't even want to hear what my mom has to say to him right now. So she kept him on the phone for a few minutes. And then I get back on the phone. I'm like, what the fuck did my mom say to you? And she's like, oh, she just said that I better not break your heart and all this other shit. And my mom was like the man in the house, man. She's like, you better not break my daughter's heart or I will break your legs.
I got that speech more than once. Like,
Really?
Oh, in high school, I had hair down in the middle of my back. So, long-haired metalhead dude. Fathers did not like me.
They thought you were bad trouble?
Yeah, oh yeah. In high school, I had a pack to a pack and a half day habit smoking. Hair down the middle of my back. Like, yeah.
Had a rough go at it, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I just also didn't give a fuck. I remember one of the girls I was dating, her mom was a smoker. We're like at a family barbecue. Her mom lights up. I light up. I'm like 16. Her mom later is like, how the fuck old is he? She's like, my age. Like, the fuck? He's smoking. I was a bad kid. This generation will just never know.
No, they'll never know. They'll never know.
But we were good, bad. We were rebels. Look at how we turned out. We're good. We're good for the most part. It's the difference between if they looked at who we were as rebels versus now, shit, we soft.
Oh, yeah.
These fucking kids now driving.
Oh,
with
yeah.
fucking the shit that I see now, I'm like, I was a little bitch compared to these people.
Well,
the stuff I see, I'm like, oh my goodness, I was soft. And I'm grateful for it because shit, I got some homeboys in the cemetery. You don't get no do-over. So, you know, I'm like, good. Hey, it's what it is. There's no awards for that shit, So I look at these kids now like, y'all don't, I don't want to be how the elders were coming up that they were for us. Like, very judgmental and look down on us like we were the worst thing that ever happened to this earth. I don't want to be like that. I want to be more open and understanding, and just know that they have to go through some of the things they have to go through. But some of the shit I see, I'm just like, it's not even just like immature kid shit that we did. It's just y'all just dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
Type shit. Like, are you even thinking? Like how about that girl? Catch me outside. Like,
Oh, God,
my
don't even
goodness.
get me started there.
Like, how fucking rich we would be if we got paid for the rebel shit that we did? And she ain't doing nothing. She ain't really even about that life.
No,
I look
she's
at her
not.
like, she's a fucking 6-figure, damn near millionaire now just for fucking clowning on a show once. We would be probably, all of us together collectively would probably have $30-40 million in this room right now.
Did you hear what she did?
Which time?
Supposedly, she posed nude in Europe because it's legal there. Can you look that up and confirm that, please?
Oh, my goodness.
But I remember someone posting it. I only saw it while I was scrolling, and I didn't get a chance to confirm it. But someone allegedly she did a photo shoot, and her mom let her. She's like fucking 13, 14, right?
She's 14,
She's
and that's what I
14 now.
told motherfuckers at my show. I said,
She posed nude in Europe because out there the laws are different. I think supposedly they're trying hard to let that shit leak into the States because, all the pedophiles would love
hell
that
yeah.
shit.
And that's what I tell motherfuckers. I'm like, if you following her, kill yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a damn baby.
Yeah.
You're a fucking grown man and you following a 14-year-old, maybe because you thought it was funny, but after a while you realize that you can't be following no kid.
Yeah,
And that's just where we are right now.
Yeah.
According to this YouTube, this is YouTube, I can't, grain of salt. According to this YouTube, she posted nudes when she was 11.
Okay, so it wasn't that she posed for an actual photo. She didn't do an actual photo shoot in Europe then. This is something that...
An old picture.
Old pictures that she did when she was young.
When she was 11 in 2014.
So you couldn't find anything that says that she recently did... Because this is something, since her fucking popularity in mainstream fucking pop culture or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
Someone put... the thing that I found was that she supposedly did a photo shoot in Europe, but I didn't have time because I don't give a fuck about her enough to let me confirm this because I just don't care. But since we're talking about her, I'm like, I wonder if it's true.
And that's how I feel like I was telling you as far as like wanting to be up to speed on what's going on in pop culture. But as far as it getting deeper, to me, it's like, oh, so now she's famous just because she went on a talk show and rebelled. And she's soft. Just honestly, I know her 14-year-old her wouldn't want to meet your 14-year-old. Like, you would beat her ass.
And I totally would too.
You know,
and
that's why I'm just looking at her like she thinks she's tough.
She's so hard. She tries to be all hard.
And it's garbage. Like, a lot of these people are like, there was a time when hip hop, we call them studio gangsters. That's what they were. They were just tough in the studio. That's how I see a lot of these people. You see them on these TV shows like Love and Hip Hop, which don't have shit to do with hip hop or love. Are tough and intimidating on the television show, and you run up on them, and it's not the same thing. And that's what disgusts me. Like, just, it's so watered down and it's misconstrued.
Yeah.
But that's it. But you know, you can appear to be something that you aren't and make money off of it. And that's the struggle for me, because I think I actually have a skill set, and it's like, I don't want it that way.
No, they're making money off being loud. Really, all they're doing. They're just being loud. Pay attention to me.
And what's crazy is that her mom is like trying to cash in on her fucking stupidity.
Not trying, she did.
I know,
like,
on her stupidity.
Yeah, shutting it down. Like, but that's how where we are with things now. Like, we're so desensitized that we don't even judge about what you've accomplished. It's about what's in your bank account. Like, we don't hold each other accountable anymore like we used to. Like, no, this really? Your mother sold you into fame, and this is how you guys made your bread and butter, and you don't actually have a skill set or a talent, you know, or something that you bring tangible, and you don't. It blows my mind, man. And that's all I can say. It just blows my mind. Like, this girl, like, she's in negotiations for a reality show just because she was on Dr. Phil. Like, for me, it just took me a minute to wrap that around my head. Like, so she's famous, but that's it. We love train wrecks. You know, that's
and
it.
that's
It's
just sad
entertainment.
that that's what this world
It's
is.
sad.
We love train
Also,
wrecks.
Good on her for trying to cash out while she can, because otherwise she's gonna make nothing.
Yeah, because, you know, she was struggling at first, you know, and I get that, and I understand that. And if somebody wants to pay her for getting on there and saying that catchphrase, it's what it is, you know. You can't be mad at that, but, you know, same token.
It's a sad state of affairs for our whole, the whole state of where we're at. A piece of Florida white trash is going to make more money than I possibly will in my whole life.
And here you are trying to do something with integrity. Again, getting back to that. But you know what? This is how we sleep at night, though. And that's it. And that's why we don't have to self-medicate in a negative way to numb out from the bullshit that we know we're doing. And that's really what it is. And that's the thing that I'm like, I'm cool. And I was confronted with it. And the realest shit that ever happened to me, I was working at Club AD. I don't know if you remember Club AD. It was on Highland.
No, I don't remember Club AD.
Such a true story. Club AD was on Highland 2004.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember.
2005. Mark Wahlberg.
I wasn't legal yet. I mean, I wasn't 21 yet.
Mark Wahlberg was the promoter on Friday and Saturday, hence how Entourage came about.
Okay, yeah.
So his crew would promote those nights on Friday and Saturday at this club. And I used to do security. It's one of the first jobs I had. And I would work with this actor, you know, and we made our way through the ranks. We started at the back door because the celebrities would come through the back door. And it was the shitty part because we were in the alley, and I used to be mad because the people that made the money were at the front door. You know, you get $100, $200 per person to get in, so they was getting major guap. But the lesson I learned was dope because the guy I was working with, a white guy, he was from Seattle, and you know, after like 6 months of working together, he was like, Kev, I'm leaving. I'm going back home, man, because, you know, I partied with so-and-so and so-and-so. And, you know, and he was the party accessory for a celebrity, and all he was doing was just getting high with this guy. He was just get high buddy. So, you know, Matt, you know, pretty much saying, Matt, come with me. We're going to do cocaine, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You know, but he didn't advance his career. So he was going home to detox, and he was telling me, man, just stay focused. And it was crazy because that's when I had an opportunity to just see how everything ran here. And this was during the time when Britney broke up with Justin. And,
Oh my God, yeah,
you know,
that was
this is
back
before TMZ, so I was just like, fuck, I wish I would have had, you know, but the thing about, you know, social media and all of that stuff. But it was great because everything was discreet. you see Alyssa Milano on the dance floor dancing with Justin Timberlake, and it was dope. And in my mind, I was just like, wow, I'm seeing them. Not thinking like I'll exploit them, but thinking like, man, wow, I'm that close to them in my dreams. But just how things have shifted. Like over the years, you talk about how, and it's not like it's been 20 years. It's been a matter of like 4 or 5 years when things have just completely shifted.
Yeah.
And the whole essence of TMZ was 30 miles zone. They only operated within a 30-mile radius.
Yep.
And now
I knew what gas stations they were always hanging out in.
now it's the gloves are off and things are just so freaking different.
And what's messed up is they're more legitimate news than a lot of other outlets these days.
Yeah, we fact check. You go through. That's why people call me and be like, damn. Well, Prince, true story. People call me, it's like, man, Prince died. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
First thing I did, sad but true, I went to TMZ. Because they're not going to produce or release anything without them fact checking. And it's sad when I'm watching CNN and they say our reliable source TMZ. You're a newsworthy CNN and you're calling a gossip tabloid. But that's where we are now, where, I ain't mad at him. He's the man. He pays for those stories, those breaking stories. And that's one thing I like about him, though, is he's not going to release no bullshit. He's paying for that story, and he's going to get it, even if it's stuff that I don't agree with. But, it's a sad case of affairs when Fox and CNN and all these other people that's MSN are calling TMZ to find out if some shit is accurate.
But that's the world we live in. It is. It's so fucked up.
It really is fucked up.
Yeah. So, that's what I do. I watch TMZ. And I get educated. Fuck y'all. I don't do CNN no more. CNN can kiss my ass. I go to TMZ. I don't care if it's sports, politics, whatever. They going to give you the real.
Oh, wait till the TMZ Washington division launches.
Oh, my God.
The TMZ Post.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. That's scary in itself. But, this dude went from People's Court to freaking stinking fucking rich.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's supply and demand. Like I said, Uber and Lyft and social media and stuff, supply and demand. The timing is everything. This man came along at a time when people were nosy and thirsty for information, and he said, I'll give it to you. And just now, there's so many episodes now that he's not even there no more. He's letting his crew run it. Killing it. So, we're going to come up with some stuff here.
Yeah, he's just collecting a paycheck. Shit.
Collecting a handsome paycheck. Well, I'm sitting here still driving fucking Uber and Lyft. Hoping I get a fucking 5-star. It's crazy. And I got to play the right music for a person so they don't give me a fucking 3 or a 2. It's not right.
It's fucked up.
Like I am. It's some good whiskey. I've never had this, so this was good. This is a great day. High West.
Yeah, Kevin's like, some Jack Daniels would be fine. I'm like, no.
What are we drinking?
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm bad and bougie drinking
High
that.
West whiskey. American Prairie Bourbon. A blend of straight bourbon whiskeys.
See, I got more than one. It's plural. It said whiskeys.
It just means it's multiple barrels married.
Yeah, and I only had one barrel in my life. I'm doing it. I'm telling Mom I had multiple. I had double barrels. Yeah, that's nice, though. It's smooth, too. In the beginning, it was a bite. But, my palate adjusted to it. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. No, High West is good stuff. It's Utah's oldest distillery for not very old, by the way. It's good stuff. If you ever have a layover at the Salt Lake City airport, they have a High West bar down in Terminal E. I used to travel a lot.
Hey, I'm learning. I'm sitting here like, okay, mental note. I'm going to get down there just for that.
Yeah, good bar bites and High West on tap. It's like the only bar in Salt Lake that's worth the damn.
And we only threw half of that, and I feel like, hey.
We might be slacking a little bit.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, we're getting close to the last call anyways.
We're tapping out. Last call, yep. Ding, 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 ding. So what haven't we touched? So that was interesting growing up in Chicago. Like, I knew I wasn't made for the streets. That was a beautiful thing because they honestly helped me. I would see, they would tell me like, no, little man, go and play baseball. I would see that group and I could see where they were going. And I tell you, like the comedy, and they would tell me, you're a little funny little motherfucker, man. Just go and keep doing what you're doing. Because there would be times in class where at the end of the class on Friday, the teacher would let me get up and do 2 or 3 minutes in front of the class, just whatever. So it's been in me for a long time. So it's something to save my life for real. Like these streets is ugly. That's why I look at these kids like, y'all don't even know what you're flirting with. You don't even know what you're playing with. Like, it's crazy. So, I mean, I'm grateful that I was that nerd. Like being a nerd for once saved my life. It probably didn't give me no pussy, but it saved my life because being a nerd then wasn't popular. I'm talking the pocket square protected nerd era.
Yeah, now it's like become so mainstream.
Urkel
so
and all
cool
that stuff
to be a nerd.
It was a time when nerds and here I was fucking black, chubby, and fucking unattractive to these girls. It was crazy, and I just had to stay the path. And now I look at all their ugly ass and I'm like, nah, I don't want you now.
That's like me. High five. Cheers to that, because I was bullied. I was a total dork.
I'm empty. Otherwise, I would cheers on that too.
Very shy.
Get your cheers in there.
Quiet. And then, I came out to, I grew up, came to fucking LA, did my thing, made a name for myself in a different arena. And everybody from back home that never gave me the time of day.
Your shit.
Football players that never gave me the same time of day. I used to have a crush on you. I'm like, you never talked to me. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? And then all the girls that are like, I love telling people how we were best friends. I'm like, bitch, you called me ugly to my face. Do you remember that? Because I do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, fucking, it's amazing. Like,
it's the best middle finger.
Yeah.
It's the best middle finger, and that's what it was, and it was tough. Like I said, I wasn't a handsome dude. I wasn't, so comedy and sports was my safe haven. It was how I defended myself. Motherfuckers fronted on me. I was able to quickly come up with a joke to defend myself. You know what I mean? It was at a time when, especially, in the black community, dark-skinned motherfuckers in the 80s wasn't popular. It was them little light-skinned motherfuckers that was mixed and had curly hair and shit. So, and I was everything that wasn't popular at the time. Fucking light-skinned motherfuckers had shit on lock. So it was crazy. So, your self-esteem was something that you really had to master. And it benefits and it pays off for me because that's all I fucking had, at the time, because every fucking girl was like, Kevin, I just see you as a friend. You're like a brother to me. And now they like, you said,
friend zone.
Like they was saying that shit now, but when I go like home and visit and shit, why you don't ever call me? Like, you so shady. Why you brand new? You got your little movies and shit. And I'll be like, nope. I remember you broke my fucking heart. You dissed me, every fucking thing. So it is what it is. And it's good. We're on the other end of it,
And they probably got like 2 kids now.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I see the way the girls that bullied me look now, and I'm like,
yes. You lose. That's what I did. All that.
Oh, you're still in Stockton. That's nice.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna go to this premiere, walk this red carpet. You have fun staying at home watching.
Working at
TV.
7-Eleven, stank ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got all of them. So yeah. That's the best thing. I always go home. But yeah, it helped me. And I'm so grateful for it now because a lot of them, like heavy dudes, these dudes were animals in the street. Like animals, and they gave me a pass because, sometimes you get to the point where they force you into that life, but they just, whatever reason, they just was like, no, man, that ain't your thing. You going over here. And I wanted to fit so well, but I didn't have to. So yeah, and it's what I'm using to this day, just acknowledging and recognizing your gifts. And that was the thing that I loved. If I could make a hard ass dude with a gun in his waistband laugh, I was just like, I'm good. You know what I mean? He was like, all right, little nigga, make me laugh. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh, shit. But, it come out, So, yeah. I don't look back, especially to them. I'm going there next week. We got a high school, not next week, next month, high school reunion. And I'm looking forward to it because there are going to be a lot of chicks that, want to reminisce. And I'm going to be like, nah, you had a shot.
Right.
Yeah. All you wanted me to do was pump your gas. You could have had much more than that. So yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It was tough. I was that nerd. I was And it was the worst nerve because I wore my brothers and sisters' hand-me-downs and shit.
Oh my God.
Single parent home, so I'm wearing pants with fucking 5 cuffs in them and shit. And patches in the knees, wearing tough skins and Wranglers and shit. Oh, it was, so that's why now I'm such a shoe and clothes fanatic because I was like, when I get old, I'm wearing my own shit. Tired of wearing y'all shit.
It's crazy how childhood colors you like that. That's why I like to eat, go out and have nice things because, I grew up on the north side. I grew up, lower middle class. And it's like, one of my biggest goals in life is to never be like, no, I can't do that. I'm willing to put in all the work I have to be like, yeah, I'm doing that. I remember, going out to like birthday dinners and my father being like, you can have anything you want on the menu. Okay, I want that. Well, you can't have that. It colors you later in life.
Yeah, and that's why I am the way I am. It's like, and I love it. It made me who I am, and I think that's why I'm such a fucking beast now because, I tasted mediocre. I grew up on ramen noodles and potted meat and Vienna sausages, and God bless that experience. But
Vienna
it made
sausages.
me that
Filipino man.
and sardines, and I love it because
Spam.
Yes, and appreciated it. But it's like now that I know, like I had cats that I grew up with that was fucking spoiled, and their families fucking spoon fed them, and now they can't do shit for themselves. Like you talked about, you go back home, they on the block doing the same shit, and now they look at me and they like, oh, you Hollywood now, huh? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm Hollywood. Yep. So it's just the way it is. But that experience is why now I can go sit down and by myself just wild the fuck out on a $100, $200 meal, and I'm cool.
Yeah.
And just, you know what, Kevin? Going to get you a steak. I love this place, Hilltop in Santa Monica. It used to be Houston's, but it's like Hilltop. It's in like Wilshire. But they have a Hawaiian marinated aged steak. And I be in that motherfucker bougie as hell. Like, can I get the olives, the blue cheese olives and the dirty martini, please?
Damn right.
Yep, killing that shit. But that's the beautiful thing about hard work. So you work hard, you play hard. And that's it. I don't want to be spoon-fed. I'm going to take what the fuck I want, because it tastes good.
Yeah.
Because you're tasting the fruits of your labor, and that's what is
true.
really good. You plant that seed and you able to, this is a good peach, motherfucker. This peach good. You know why? Because I planted this shit. It's the best thing in the world.
Damn right. Damn right.
And that's crazy to know, Matt. We grind like that. You grew up like me. You're like, yeah. I didn't know what a good meal was until I became like an adult. I didn't have my own bedroom until I lived on my own.
How many siblings do you have?
7 of us.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, 4 girls and 3 boys, and I'm the baby boy.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
And when I went to the Navy, I did 4 years in the Navy. And that was the first time I left the crib. I left Chicago and did boot camp in Florida. Normally let you go to Great Lakes, but the crime in the city at that time was what it is now, but this is in 91. And they called me and I was like, I just want to get the fuck up out of here. That's how bad it was. Like in one summer, I had like 6 friends that were murdered.
Oh, God.
And, I was on some Exodus shit, and I could see what's happening now then. And he called me. He was like, hey, man, we have a billet for you and you can leave in 2 weeks. And I was like, fuck, okay. So I threw a going away party and I bounced. But that was the best thing because it helped me break my cherry as far as stepping out of the nest. And it gave me courage to move here, to know what it's like to be out. So me getting on my first airplane from Chicago to Orlando, Florida to do boot camp was what started everything as far as like me on a mission to break that cycle,
Yeah.
It was tough, growing up in that home. And like I said, never having my own bedroom till I was an adult and the meals and stuff. But, that's why we don't fall by the wayside because, we go-getters. I can just say that. I know we are. I can honestly speak for all of us and say that. And that's what it's about, you know. And I just, I want what I want, and I'm not into regrets like coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'm not going to be that person saying I wish I woulda. I'm going to say I went for it. Even if it doesn't go in my favor, at least I gave it all.
You tried, man.
Exactly.
There's too many people that are like, they're too afraid of what the outcome is going to be. And they're too afraid that like, well.
Out of that comfort zone.
Yeah. And then they're like, no, I'm afraid. Like I have a friend that's like, no, I don't want to pursue anything like auditions for mainstream stuff because I'm afraid of rejection. She's afraid that like she's not gonna get it. I'm like, but that's Hollywood though. You have to, and like people go to hundreds upon hundreds of fucking audition, and it's like that's fucking going for it. If you're too afraid of it, then you shouldn't be in this business.
And that's why I love stand up, because and I want you to try it, Annie. I want you to try it.
I know.
Please
One day I'll
it.
grow some balls.
Just grow them tomorrow and just go, because that's the thing I love about stand up for me. I'm that motherfucker that loves to push the envelope. Mm-hmm. My heart is always jumping out of my chest. Don't get it twisted. When I go up there, you know why? Because I wrote some material and I don't know how you're going to receive it. Mm-hmm. But that's living. That's when you're living that part right there and your heart is beating and you got to contain your emotions and not show that. And then to hear you receive it and laugh. Mm-hmm. But that's me. I always want to just jump out that window with no parachute, or the malfunction parachute, and then it opens. And now you're like, oh shit. But that's why I love to live, because that's where the blessings and the miracles and the magic happens. It doesn't happen when you play in the cut. You got to get out there in the fray in the mosh pit and just mix that shit up. That's when you're going to get some busted lips and your bruise and shit. But you see the motherfucker that loves the mosh pit, those are the motherfuckers that are unafraid.
Yeah.
That motherfucker that's on the outside like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I want to be in the middle, because even if I get my ass beat, I say, hey, I went for it.
Exactly.
And you'll heal.
Exactly.
I've never been in a situation where I didn't heal, physically or mentally. But you take away something from it regardless.
Yeah.
You still take away something from it that's priceless. I'm not going to jump on that side because that motherfucker got on big boots. I'm going to go on the other side. You're going to learn the strategy to the shit, and you're going to get in the middle, and then you're going to throw them bows. It's just what it is, because you're fighting for your space.
Yep.
And that's where you make it at. So that's why I love stand-up, because stand-up is that place where you're vulnerable, and you push that envelope. And that's where there's no genre like it other than porn. I love the fact that because to me, both of them are equally the same, because you're letting your inhibitions go.
Yeah, that's true.
And I
that's
mean
true.
that shit to the most. Like where you're saying you're scared to get on stage, I'm scared for a motherfucker to tell me take your clothes off and then roll the camera.
And that's so funny.
I'd be like, fuck that shit.
It's so funny that you say that, because when everyone kept telling me, oh, you should get into stand-up, but you know what? I don't mind getting gangbanged by like 10 dudes getting naked in front of a crowd of like 1 million people. But God forbid I fucking get on a stage and try to tell some jokes to a room of like 10.
But you know
why?
What
I mean?
Because you haven't mastered that. You mastered your craft and your field to the point where, hey, I'm in my zone. It's what I do. Mm-hmm. And it's the same way. Like I thrive on it, but at the same time, do you still get a rush?
What, when I...
when you got a rush when you were out.
When I was
rush,
performing?
You said yes. You got a rush? A rush as far as like, I guess, how can I explain it? Like a good rush. Like when I'm on stage and my blood, I feel alive. Like when I'm on stage.
it's exciting and whatnot. You know what I mean? But
I don't know how to define it, but the euphoria, whatever excitement you feel, that's what I love when I'm on stage. And they say, coming to the stage, and
I guess I get that way when I like perform on stage when I'm singing or something. Like,
okay,
if I'm like performing on stage singing, I guess it's kind of a similar rush to what you're thinking of.
Because it's no drug, it's no substitute.
Because it's like you get nervous and you're like, oh fuck, and then you get up there and it's like, oh, okay, that was nothing.
Mm-hmm. And that first 30 seconds, but I've mastered it. I've done it so long now that I know. So I love to interact. But for the beginning, it was a story. I was at the Laugh Factory, Chocolate Sundays, and Darnell Rollins was just again, everything to me. And this is my mentor, and I'm going there for his birthday party, and he's doing a show, and we're chilling, and I get dressed, and, I'm sitting there chilling, and the show's getting ready to start, and he taps me on the knee. He says, "You're opening the show. You're going up next."
Oh man!
And I say, "Huh?" And I don't tell him, but now, and he didn't, it's a difference between knowing you have a show and you're performing or whatever. And I go in the bathroom, and I'm like, but nothing is coming up. And now I'm trying to put together some material. Mm-hmm. He's on the patio smoking a blunt, chilling, kicking. He like, "You ready, son?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I didn't get bombed, but what I learned from it, like they laughed, but it wasn't my best me, because what he did is he caught me off guard. And a month later, he did a show, and he talked about it to the audience while I was there. And he was like, "This motherfucker, I hit him, and I told him it was time to go up, and he teased me and everything. He was like, his eyes looked like this, and he was like, but he said, I love you, motherfucker, because you didn't bitch out and you went up on stage.
Yeah, because
and I told myself, I was like, Kevin, this is the shit you've been waiting for. You don't get opportunities like this. I'm on a fucking stage a Sunday night, 8:00, prime time at the Laugh Factory. I wasn't, but that's the thing I talk about. Like, you gotta provoke. I want this universe to recognize me, so that's why I'm just like, I went for it. It wasn't my best set, but now I'm better, and this was 2 years ago, so now I'm a better comic behind it because I thrust myself into those moments, because that's when you find out what you're made of. But it was crazy. I was like, why the fuck am I heaving, and my throat is closing, and it was crazy. I couldn't drink enough water. It was hilarious. But I walked away from it proud of myself because,
of course, yeah,
you got up there.
You didn't pussy out. You're like, all right, fine.
That crush. Remember, I was talking about the crush. You go up to her and say, "Hey, how you doing? I like you."
Yeah.
That was it, and I stood up to her. And it was just looking around. It was such a blur though because every seat was full and they was just right up in your face. But now I live for that moment because again, every night I got to keep proving myself. So I love it. Danger Zone.
It's fucking
Danger
amazing.
Zone. Yeah, man.
Hey, I mean, I totally dig it. I try to live my life on what I'm going to regret less. If it's two choices, what am I going to regret less is always the choice I want to make.
I don't think it's by happenstance that I met you, and just the fact that you came out just yesterday and you're blowing up like this is crazy as hell. You just been out here 2 years, 2 days, and 2 hours, and you killing this shit. But that's it, and it's just dope because it inspires me to keep going. And that's what I like behind things like this. Okay, Kevin, you see these people that are just like you, that are killing their fields and their crafts and they're grinding just like you. So when I get weary, I'll think like, damn, man, he just drove fucking 7 hours after leaving Vegas for four days in a row. And high heels and fucking makeup and shit, but that's where to let you know you're not alone. There's somebody else out there doing the same thing you're doing, getting after it. Yeah. And that's the thing that, like he did. He tried to turn the music on in the car and give you a boost of adrenaline to get you probably 30 more minutes of driving. That's what your troop and your squad does for you. Like, Kevin, I see you. Keep going. Because you want to be able to be at that finish line with your people.
I was determined. I was like, okay, everybody sleep. Let me just do this real quick.
And
I feel bad about falling asleep. Like I was DJing and then I was just like all of a sudden.
It doesn't even fucking matter because I was determined to drive the whole way. I was like, I got this. I can do it. It was almost kind of like I was testing myself. But then, man, I hit a wall after that first hour. And then, my roommate's sitting next to me. And, luckily he was like, because I thought he was going to be like, fuck no, I'm not driving. And he was just like, yo, let me get in the driver's seat because I don't want to die. I'm like, okay. So
such a trooper that you are that you would have, your squad in your hands and say, I got this.
Yeah.
But then he came to you and was like, I got it. You don't even got to go that hard. Let me
It's
cover
funny
you for
too
this.
because I usually go to Comic-Con by myself.
That's
right?
insane.
And then, Matt here decided he was going to go. And then my roommate at the last minute decided he was going to go. So I'm like so happy that I had people with me because I would have done that drive by myself if I would have gone by myself. So, well, actually, no, I might have taken the train because I would have driven. It doesn't matter.
Rebel. Yeah.
Because I always take the train. That was the first time in a year. I've been going to Comic-Con for like years and years and years. And, the last time I drove was years ago. I usually take the train because it's so convenient, but I wasn't sure how far. I didn't stay in a hotel this year, so I was like, I stayed in an Airbnb, and I wasn't sure how far it was going to be.
How was that? How was that experience? I've never done an Airbnb.
An Airbnb? Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Really?
The experiences that I've had, the people are always very nice and helpful. The girl that was hosting us was like super cool.
Because I'm going to Caroline's, performing at Caroline's in New York.
Nice.
In September, and I'm thinking
I've stayed
about
in Airbnb out there.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
You should, because you can look at the pictures and see what the place looks like, and then communicate with the person.
Okay.
If there's any questions or concerns you may have, like if there's like specifically something that you need or looking for.
Right.
It's so convenient. I love it.
Because my whole thing is like, having a room that I can sleep and not have to worry about anybody watching over me when I'm asleep. I'm in a vulnerable state. That's my thing. Like,
Yeah.
That's why I love hotels, because you lock the doors.
Well, with Airbnb, you can choose.
You get a room?
You can choose entire apartment or entire home, as opposed to like a shared. Like for instance, people that have houses, they're like, oh, I have like 3 spare bedrooms that I'm not using. I should Airbnb it. And so, because that's what I did with my place before. I don't do it anymore because I got a roommate.
Right.
But But like people that don't mind sharing the common space,
Right.
they'll do that. But you can also choose the option when you filter your searches to put like, I don't want to share space, I want an entire place. Because some people will rent out their entire homes and then they'll stay with a friend or whatever.
Yeah, every time I've ever done Airbnb, it's been entire homes.
Yeah.
I just something weird about, like, especially when I'm on vacation, the weird lifestyle I'm gonna live. I don't want to pop into your home at 5 a.m. pissed drunk.
Well, when I was in New York,
That makes sense.
when I was in New York
You want to
specifically.
be you, and you want to be comfortable being you.
Exactly.
In the case of Comic-Con, it was like not that bad because actually this is the first time I ever did an Airbnb where I shared. And it wasn't bad because all the other guests that were staying in the house were going to Comic-Con as well. So it was like, oh, hey, you're going to Comic-Con too, da, da, da. And the host was cool. But when I stayed in the Airbnb in New York, I took the entire apartment. But it was also in Brooklyn, and it was like the size of the kitchen.
That's hilarious,
Basically-
and that's what they say. It's so small. And
Yeah, because the kitchen itself was like, I'm like, that's a
Right.
kitchen, and then the bathroom, like it was just like a box, and so the dude was like, yeah, I posted my listing on Airbnb because it helps pay my rent, and whenever I get a booking, I just stay with a girlfriend, and vice versa. She Airbnbs her place, and she'll stay with me if she gets a booking.
That's a good ass system
Yeah.
to have, though. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do when I go down there. Probably then the Airbnb.
Can
Make
sometimes
that
be
work.
cheaper than a hotel. I'm just
Especially in New York. Oh, fuck.
That's why I
Especially in
stayed
New
in an
York. That's what
Airbnb
they
in New
tell
York.
me.
Yeah, last time I stayed in New York, paying like $250 a night.
Jesus.
Though sometimes you can find deals in Long Island City. Just stay in Queens, just outside of Manhattan, right off the 7 train, I want to say. Mm-hmm. You can find the Marriott there, right near Long Island City and Greenpoint, for like $125 a night. Been a couple years though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been, so it's gonna be a good experience.
You've never been to New York?
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're gonna
It's gonna be
love
cool.
it.
Yeah, just the experience of like
You're gonna
playing
love it.
Carolines in itself, because Carolines is just like Fillmore for me. So
Oh, okay, okay,
those are
okay.
the two places that I've always wanted to
Yeah, it's
get
like
to.
Caroline's and the Cellar are like the two big New
Yes,
York.
sir. And Fillmore, so they're on my radar. So after I do Carolines, I'm going to the Bay. I'm going to the Bay, and it's like I'm closer to the Bay, and I don't know why I don't go over there. But they say it's expensive in San Francisco.
Oh, it's worse than New York.
Yeah, I've had a couple of clients in my car driving Uber, and they tell me that it's an arm and a leg to live in San Francisco. But I can't wait to go up there. Just as a kid, because it was rice-a-roni, that San Francisco treat.
The San Francisco treat.
And I was like, hell yeah, I want to get on that train.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's crazy the shit that in your mind as a kid that's planning. It's like, I got to go there. But then you see the movies and stuff that was filmed there, and the steep hills, like Miss Doubtfire was filmed
Oh my
there.
God! Yes.
And Charm and a lot
I'm trying
of
to
the
remember
shit
if I've ever
was
been.
there.
My sister went to the house on Steiner Street.
I can't wait.
Bullet.
So yeah.
Fucking Bullet.
Oh yeah, that movie too.
Steve McQueen with the car chases through San Francisco.
Oh, you took it back. Yes.
Have you looked in my living room?
You aficionado. I love it. I see it, man. I see the fucking. What's that motherfucking puppet? He's a motherfucking puppet. I love that poster. That's dope. He's a lover. He's a killer. He's a motherfucking puppet.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a film nerd.
You know what? Because there's some great films out there, and that's again, it's just what it is. Like great work. Like, even as funny as it is now looking at it, back then it was the shit. Like Charles Bronson was a beast. He had a big ass gun, just like Clint
yeah.
Eastwood, and. What was the name of the movies? Death Wish
Death Wish,
1,
yep.
2, and 3. Yeah, it was the classics, but the movies was the shit. You couldn't tell me anything. I just thought Charles Bronson and Steve McQueen and Clinton was the shit. Like, they kick ass. Mm-hmm. But the movies now, it's different. Like, I look at stuff meticulous. Like you. I point to this, probably because I'm an artist, and I say the cinematography could have been done this. He could have said this, the blocking, and it's crazy. Maybe because I'm an artist now. Before I would just sit there and just be in awe. But now I'm looking at shit like, he didn't have to hold a cigarette like that.
Speaking of movies that I used to really enjoy it. I rewatched recently, and it was just like, The Girl Next Door.
Oh my God.
Who's in that?
Emile Hirsch and fucking the daughter from 24. Why can I not remember her real name?
Here. I have IMDb.
But in 2004, when that movie came out, I'm like, oh, this movie's fucking hilarious. And then since that movie came out, I've been actually involved in the porn industry. Actually, like, interacted with the people, and it's just like, wow, this movie's really fucking dumb.
Yeah, it is fucking dumb.
She's still really hot.
I did have a girl next door experience, though, when I was living in San Francisco. I went to prom with a gay boy who was my coworker at work. And it was great because everybody was like, who the fuck is this chick fucking rolling up here with him? I'm like, yes, he's gay, so I'm his date.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I have to look at that movie. Is it like single white female? And that's
No. It's a comedy.
No, it's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
It's a comedy. Basically, the plot is Emile Hirsch is the kind of nerdy
And I don't know why I haven't seen that shit.
Alicia Cuthbert.
Alicia Cuthbert, yeah.
Yeah.
So Alicia Cuthbert moves in next door, and she's trying to retire porn star. And he doesn't initially know that she's a retired porn star.
Yes, she's blonde.
Yeah.
Yes, I seen that shit. Okay,
Timothy Oliphant is in it.
Okay.
I love him.
Oliphant plays such a good scumbag in that movie.
I love him. Oh my
And that's when he goes, yes. Is this when the bad guys were after them and some shit like that?
Yeah.
Yes. Fucking seen it. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't recall it by title.
It just doesn't hold up as well as it used to. There's just so many things like, wow.
This movie.
Fuck yeah, it was dope. Even when it was very dope. That I equate to like that movie and The Babysitter with Elizabeth Shue. Cause she was
The Adventures of Babysitting?
Yes, The Adventures of Babysitting.
Yep.
Yeah.
That shit,
It's a classic,
and then the
man.
little girl was adorable. It's like, you're Thor. But those movies, that, and then what was the other one?
Oh yeah, when
The Mechanic and she
He-Man
came
or
and
something. Yeah.
She bowed
to
to him.
Thor. It was Thor.
Yeah. And what was the other one? One more. It's on the tip of my tongue.
I forgot that Emile Hirsch was underage when he made that.
Was he?
Yeah, he was underage. He was a minor.
Really?
So all the scenes where he had to be nude, they used a
Body double?
a stunt double. Yeah.
Wow.
Alicia Cuthbert wasn't, though.
and then when they no, she wasn't. That's why. And when they did the lap dance scene, they had to put pillows in between him and the dancer.
Yeah, because that matters.
They deprived him. They should have gave him what he was supposed to get. It would have been authentic.
I'm pretty sure if I was 17 and there was a hot stripper grinding on me, even with a pillow in between us, it wouldn't have mattered.
No, but for me, I'd have just told her, like, that's one thing that we've done in theater. Like, I've done a lot of scenes and stuff.
Sorry.
Go.
I know one of the actors that's in this movie. I met him. He knows Lawrence, Chris Marquette, because I was looking at the stuff on here, and it says he plays the character called Eli. Chris Marquette. This guy.
Yeah. I know exactly who that is.
And that character is
the guy
actually,
wearing the Vivid hat the whole fucking movie.
Yes, and that movie that character is based on Eli Roth.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Eli Roth was a porn nerd.
Well, I'm not going to say it on air. We'll talk about that later.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
We can edit that out. I just
No,
said that.
that's staying. That stays.
So do you think you're going to actually direct and produce and write?
I need to get back on my writing. Actually, what was a really good motivator for me recently is I saw Baby Driver.
Bananas, right?
Beautiful movie. Beautiful. So
But
much fun.
Are you going to do a butt? Are you going to say butt?
Oh, there's a but. It's a stupid heist flick.
It's a what click?
It's stupid. There's a lot of dumb things in that movie.
So I ask you this with all due respect, like, that's probably the artist in you that was breaking the movie down just like I do. Because that was one movie that I sat and I just watched to be entertained. I let go and it amazed me because the love that girl had for Baby was bananas. Jamie Foxx's role, he was a fucking asshole and he killed it.
Right.
You know.
But Jimmy, here's the thing. If you were trying to portray a realistic heist movie, they would have never hired Jamie Foxx.
Well, I think they hired him because of the fact that he brought jobs to the table. That's probably looking at it like the jobs that, Kevin basically booked jobs based on who brought shit to him. And what he brought to the table was the driver. The other people brought the gigs, and
I interpret it as that Kevin was the mastermind who brought everything.
Kevin was the mastermind that figured out how to accomplish the job. But Jamie would come and say, just like the two other people before that job, hey, this is how you do things. Maybe I was wrong, Matt, but it's dope because two heads are better than one. But for the entertainment of it, I thought Jamie was dope just because he became the person that I hated.
Oh, no. I'm right there with you. It was more of a, why did these people keep hiring him?
That's true. That's true. After the first job, I was like, why did they bring him back? That's true. Maybe I have to watch it again.
Yeah, it was like...
Did you see it?
Which movie?
Baby Driver.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
When's the last time you've been to the movies?
What?
When's the last time you've been to the movies?
Oh, I saw Spider-Man last
Sweet.
week, and that movie was good.
Yeah.
I had some problems with that too, but...
There's that one.
I love his costume, and I love how
the problems that I
he's
had
trying
with it, it was fine, because out of all the other Spider-Man films,
No. My gripes were minor, and Michael Keaton was a great villain.
Yes. Absolutely.
He wasn't a costume. It was bananas, Spider-Man's costume. And to have taser webs, and that was so creative. He was trying to figure out how to work his webs, not the other shit. He was like tasers and long distance.
I just like the part where he's like locked in that fucking warehouse and he's like trying to figure out
how to get out.
He's like in beginner mode,
hammock.
or I forgot what it was called, the mode where he has to like practice using everything and shit. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
That was dope.
Yeah.
No, it was really well done. There are just a couple minor gripes. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I think that's
I
great.
can get into them, but
That's great, though, to know that you have that, because that'll make you a great visionary for the films and the projects that you want to do. And that's how I am. It's like I just want to go sometimes and just sit and be entertained. But then I look at stuff and I'm like, yeah, I would have done it this way, or they could have did it. It would have been great if it would have happened like this or whatever.
I agree. And sometimes some of my criticism is
Nitpicking or technical?
technical / nitpicking.
Okay.
Like I just saw the new Planet of the Apes. Every time Woody Harrelson went to use his 45, he would cock it. Spoiler, fast forward about 45 seconds if you don't want to hear a spoiler. At the point where he kills himself, he doesn't cock the gun.
See, but that's the artist in you breaking that down, because I saw it. And I didn't pay attention to that part. And that's deep that you saw that. I just looked at it being poetic to know that Caesar had a chance to murk that dude.
Yeah.
And he let him do himself because he realized that you're more fucked than I could have ever had you fucked.
God damn it. I haven't seen this movie, so I'm loving all the spoilers. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
It's Apocalypse Now with monkeys. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay, then.
They're going after the general in the,
Yeah. And it was crazy. Like, looking at these and how we grew up on the old ones. Technology has changed so much.
wildly different movies.
I know, right?
But no, I'm inspired to write a good heist flick, a realistic heist flick. Something that's dark.
Shh.
Heat
Don't
is
wanna
still one of
tell
my favorite
anybody your
movies.
ideas.
Heat's great.
Who?
Heat.
I know, right?
I was so stoked. I can't believe you missed it.
I'm
Have you ever seen Heat?
I'm gonna cry. Huh?
Have you ever seen Heat?
Oh hell, fuck yeah! It's one of my
Okay,
favorites.
but say you missed.
There
We
was a big screen showing of it a couple weeks back, months back at this point,
Yeah, months. Yeah.
where they released the definitive edition on the big screen with a Q&A with Michael Mann. And she showed up late and missed it.
I showed up late. I was in line. It was a free screening, but you know,
Long line, yada,
they fucking United Airlines that shit. So
wow.
I missed it. Even though he
Great
saved me a
acting.
seat and the seat was like still free, they were like, "Nope, you can't go in there." And I'm still fucking salty about it. So
But I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a classic, and it's one of my favorite. If I have top 25 films, it's in my top 25, and especially because of the scenes between De Niro and Pacino. You know,
What's crazy is, of all the movies that De Niro and Pacino have done together at this point, Heat is obviously the best one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one they have the least amount of screen time together of all the movies they've done together.
what about Godfather? They never had screen time together in Godfather. They were in different films together. They were in Godfather 1 and 2, but they were different times. But they were, my point being, like, but De Niro was a young Corleone, and Michael was the son, but they never played on a film. Not to take away from what you're saying, but that was another classic that I love that they both were a part of, that they never shared screen time.
Yeah. That wasn't really a movie. They shared no screen time in that.
None at all. Okay, I get what you're saying versus apologies and in order. Apologies in order,
It's all good. It's all good.
Because I know I'm not going to tell you, probably your IQ is 6, so I'm not going to even test that. I don't want it. I'm looking at the pictures.
Flattery will get you everywhere. Don't worry.
Motherfucking puppet. I can't mess with that. You can't leave that alone. I can't touch that by itself. But yeah, no, I just love that scene. And we did that in college. You know, the scene when they're at the table. You know, there's a flip side to that coin. And I'm going to take you out. I love that film. It's classic. And the scene when Ashley Judd, you saw when she tells Val on the table to leave by just sliding her finger?
Yep.
That's fucking acting. Non-verbal acting. And they know each other and so in love. She looks and he's ready to go upstairs and she moves her finger and they didn't know what he did. I loved it. That was classic. So yeah, you done gave me goosebumps. I'm going to go watch that shit tonight. But yeah, just a great movie and just every aspect of it, you know. You know, he went and got his fucking TV. You can have my woman, but you ain't gonna take my motherfucking TV.
She's got a great ass.
Just a classic movie, man. Just the shit, you know, just stories, you know, just the way the shootout was, you know, just, yeah.
They're able to develop the characters, but never, like, bog it down with the character development.
And you think about life, and there's one scene where De Niro had it all, and he could have walked away. And that shit led to his demise. How many times in our life have we been in that De Niro situation where we could have just fucking walked away? And he's driving with her. He looks over at her like, yeah, I'm winning. I got my girl. I got this money. But then he thinks about that rat bastard. And he's like, it was classic. He told him, look at me. Look at me. That was dope. I loved it. Yeah.
That is Michael Mann's masterpiece.
Yeah. You got you running, huh?
Oh, yeah. No, I love that movie. There's a reason I own a standard definition, a Blu-ray, and a digital copy.
Jesus Christ.
Because the definitive edition came out on digital, so I'm like, yeah, I'll pick that up. Even though when I saw it in theater, I didn't really notice any difference. But
Yeah.
I feel like they maybe touched it up digitally or some shit.
Spruced it up a little bit or something. Yeah.
Maybe.
Put some stank on it.
So we have actually run well over time, guys.
It's last call.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Lights are on and flashing. The last song is on.
Gotta go the fuck home.
Don't you?
Well, god damn it, it's
about
last
me.
call. We went straight through this and had some thank you so much for doing our show.
No, this was
you were
bananas,
great.
and that's what I wanted. I wanted this.
No, it's fucking amazing.
This was an amazing episode. Thank you so much. Where can we find you online?
Yeah. KJW Comedy, Instagram. Yeah, just that, because I don't fuck with social media as much.
You gotta fuck with Twitter.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah.
I got to get a Twitter account. I have an assistant running my Instagram, but I'm able to see DMs and stuff like that. I just try to stay away from it because it's toxic, you know, but I can see. So please, both of you, my friends, my new friends, I'm excited. Hey, you know, so yeah, follow me and
For sure.
and I'll keep everything that I have, all the shows I have coming up, the future shows that I have coming up. It's going to be a great fall season. I'm looking forward to that. Going to do a lot of traveling this fall to really put my
That's
name
exciting.
out there. And that's what
fucking
I'm excited
awesome.
about it. You know, and that's just where I am. And that's the reason why I took to this social media, you know, and Instagram the way I did, so I can do the live feeds when I'm doing shows and stuff like that. Because, you know, I'm looking at how there are people that don't have talent that are fucking blowing up, and I'm still driving Uber and Lyft, and I got to change that shit. Because, you know, I want, you know, some extra, you know, cheese on that pizza these days.
Damn right. Damn
Hashtag,
right.
hashtag
So yeah,
cheese.
so yeah, follow me on that, and the people can know what I'm doing, and yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited about where my career is going right now, and another thing that I'm doing to take it into my own hands. I'm starting to do more skits on my own, so I have a crew, a film crew, and everything. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more current topic skits and stuff like that, pump and dump stuff. If it's something I can hurry up and shoot, just to keep content out there so people can see what I'm doing and what I'm.
Hey, if you need a hot Filipino chick,
Annie, I got you. No, it's on. Like, we're gonna get you into that comic realm.
Yeah,
trust me. So yeah, it's gonna be on. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm inspired by you guys and what you're doing, and just excited about telling you what's up next. What we're cooking.
Right on.
Fuck yeah.
So that's KJW Comedy, right?
Yeah.
At KJW Comedy on Instagram.
Yes.
Right the fuck on. Follow him, guys. And Slayer, where can we find you online?
You can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt Slayer on Snapchat because I always fuck that up, and Matt F. Slayer on Facebook because I have all the social medias.
All of them. Last one of them.
And me, because I am the biggest social media whore there is. You can find me at Annie fucking Cruz on Twitter, at Annie Cruz on Instagram, at Annie fucking Cruz on Snapchat, at Miss Annie Cruz on Facebook, and AnnieCruz.com for business, AnnieFuckingCruz.com for pleasure. That's about it. You can also find us at And Now We Drink on Twitter, at And Now We Drink _ on Instagram, and NowWeDrink.com for more ways to listen. Thanks for listening, fuckheads.
Good night, all.
Peace.